On this week's episode, we're back on location after a week away, and what a week it was! The Food and Wine Festival is back at DCA, and it's better than ever! From soft opening samples to merchandise offerings and a festival-sized edition of Fat Time in the Parks, we've got all your first week coverage. Beauty and the Beast comes out this Friday, but we got to see it early, and we've got our initial spoiler-free thoughts. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean turns 50, DuckTales gets a trailer, birthday shoutouts, and more on this gold-dusted episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Shadow. I'm Diggs.
And welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Star Wars, Disney, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
What is this?
Ole! It's showtime!
All together in the tiki room. All the birds sing words and the flowers croon. In the tiki room.
Made you look.
Hey, what's up, people? We are back.
We're back.
We're back from our break.
And as is usual when we're back,
What's usual?
we're on location.
Oh, yes, we are here with Michael, the mail guy.
Air conditioned.
Yes. Nice air conditioning going on over here. Feels really good.
That's full blast.
Yeah, because you know this. We're otherwise we're in the desert.
Exactly.
Pretty much on the borderline.
Very, very hot today, but we're pretty cool right here where we are. And we also have someone to decide to join us from the shadows.
Guess who's back?
Oh, he woke up?
Shady's back. Oh, wait, no. Shameless Shadow is back.
So, yeah, Shadow's back. I don't know where he's been, but he's back over here. And we have a lot to get to. We have a big old show for you today.
A fat show.
We have a big fat show with a lot of food talk. We have some pirate talk going on.
Arr!
Arr, mateys.
We're going to talk about some Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to talk about Aladdin. I've seen that guy before. We got some ducks to talk about.
Aladdin.
We have a big show full of calories to talk about.
I say we're going to hit maybe 3 hours, and it's going to be a beautiful one.
Hopefully not.
He said beautiful.
I'm just saying, the list we have to talk about, and then the fact that we'll ramble on after that, yeah, it'll be a long one.
All right, so let's start with Pirates of the Caribbean turning 50.
Happy birthday!
Kind of like Shadow over there. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, not yet.
So, yeah, Saturday will mark the 50th anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's a lot of things going on starting on Thursday.
Where's the rum?
And I don't know what day I'm going yet because I know for sure we'll be there on Sunday, and we'll talk about that later.
Better.
But, yeah, a lot of things are going on. So I'm going to say Thursday we'll be there. And I guess we have to be there on Saturday and Sunday. So maybe no Friday. I don't know yet.
Do it all. Do it all.
I don't know. A lot of things are going. Maybe I'll be there Friday. I don't know. It's just so complicated to try to figure all this out. But let's talk about Pirates of the Caribbean's 50th anniversary and what's going on over there at the Disneyland park. All right, so we're going to talk about like the merchandise that they're going to be selling. Of course, everybody's going to want to get. And, of course, we can't, leave out the food.
Ooh.
We're hearing something about a golden dusted churro.
Now, is it anything like when they made all of the rides, one of all the rides gold for the 50th?
Maybe. Maybe.
So, like, if you buy a churro, if you get the golden churro, or is it like that episode of Simpsons where they find the old box of animal crackers and they get the golden giraffe and win the trip to Africa? Is it like that? Well, either way, if it's made out of gold, I don't want to eat it.
You know who has the golden shoe makes the golden ruse.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting. This golden churro. Hey, I'm going to eat it because what I saw, it's going to still be the same price as a churro. So it's not going to be any more expensive.
It's a limited edition price churro.
Yes.
Whatever it is that they're putting on it, they're using it for something else too, which we'll get to. But
Yeah, but let's just start with the celebration and everything going on before we talk about the food. Let's see. So it says beginning on Thursday, March 16th, guests can feast upon, well, I guess we're going to start with food. Guests can feast upon special pirate-themed grub at French Market Restaurant, Mint Julep Bar, Harbor Galley, Royal Street Veranda, Cafe Orleans, and of course, you can get some one-of-a-kind items at the Blue Bayou Restaurant.
Ooh.
now we have a list of food here, but they didn't say where these items are. Now, some of them we could match up to certain places. Obviously, the golden churro is going to be at any churro cart in what? Just in New Orleans?
Yes,
or-
it's just in New Orleans.
Now, is that in the back and the front?
No, because there's only one in the front.
There isn't one in the back.
No.
Okay, well then it's just one then.
Only one cart.
So you can expect that one golden churro cart to get long. Now that's the one that's over there by
the line, that is, right?
Yes, the line, of course. Not the churro or anything else.
Or in the back.
Now there's going to be Lost Treasure beignets. These are lemon flavored beignets with a gold shimmer dust. Now, like I said before, I don't know if this is going to be the same golden dust that's on the churros or if it's something else. Because is this, with the beignets, what is it going to be like? Is it gold powdered sugar as opposed to the golden churro, which is gold sugar?
It's probably going to be the same type of sugar. I don't know. One's going to be more
Powdery.
something like that.
Now, this Jolly Roger Punch, I told him.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he was like, ooh, and then I said what it was, which is spiced tropical juices with hints of pineapple, orange, and mango. And he was like, oh.
I was thinking Nosberry Farm Punch.
I was too.
Yeah.
Or the old-fashioned punch they used to have over there.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was like...
The Mardi Gras punch?
Yes, that one.
No, we don't know where this is going to be because obviously, like I said, it doesn't say. So you're just going to have to look around for it. And then also there's going to be a Buccaneer pulled pork sandwich. That's going to be jerk spiced pork, sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, and a pineapple Caribbean style slaw and fried yucca.
Yuck.
Now, where do you think that might be? That's probably going to be like at French Market, I bet, huh?
Probably.
Because I'm going to say either that or the Calypso's Caribbean Chicken Stew, I think might be what they might have at Blue Bayou. Unless what's at Blue Bayou isn't even here.
Yeah.
Because that is a Caribbean seasoned chicken stewed with onions, carrots, celery, tomatoes, potatoes, and yucca. Your yucca. That's all they have listed here. This is you said this is legit from Disney, right?
Yes.
So it's a little surprising that they don't specifically say where the items are because usually Disney says that. I'm guessing that sometime in the next couple days we're gonna probably find that out. By the time this podcast probably comes out, we'll know where all those items are.
Yes, and we will be posting that information on our Facebook page, so make sure you are following that.
Yes, you can count on it.
All right, so then it says here that the party sets sail on Friday, March 17th, and on the attraction's official anniversary, which is on March 18th, guests will find pirate-themed entertainment throughout New Orleans Square by the likes of the Bootstrappers, one of our favorite entertainment people. We love those pirate guys.
Heck yeah.
And the Lucky Pirate. This also says that, of course, that we talked about earlier, there will be limited edition anniversary merchandise available in New Orleans Square.
That's starting on Friday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And while supplies last. And don't forget, like we said, on March 18th is the anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean, and we are hearing that they will be giving out buttons for the new Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales movie on Saturday. Right when you come into the park, just like always, when you get the Disneyland birthday buttons and the whatever buttons they're giving out, it's always in the front. When you come through the gate, So they'll be giving out some Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Town Hotels movie buttons on Saturday. So hurry up and get to the park before everyone takes 12 dozens and sells them on eBay.
Now, when it comes to the merchandise, there's actually going to be 2 separate releases because there will be stuff releasing on Friday. And then there's going to be special I Was There merchandise that's going to be specifically on Saturday. And as usual, there will be some annual pass holder items. Of course, we got pins.
Yes. All you pin crazy people out there.
Now, there is each of the pins, it says, will have an edition size of 2,500, except for the box set, which will have a 500 edition size only. And I believe when they're talking about the box set, that's the set of 6, right?
Yeah.
Because all these pins, there's going to be 5 pins, I assume then. There are 5 of the pins will be released separately, and then the only way to get the 6th pin is to buy the set.
Oh, okay.
It's not really that clear on here. That's what I figured out now. Because up here it shows, you can see the pins. They're kind of like the old, the 60th diamond pins.
Yeah, I see
where they open up and it actually has a little crystal element to it.
I like it. It has a little key thing.
Right.
Keyhole.
Except for the completer pin, which I believe is the one in the center, which does not have the key, and it's just a big ruby.
Right. I see
that, I'm guessing, is the completer pin. So all of them will open up and have some sort of the jewel element, kind of like I said, like the 60th diamond pins. Now, each of those, like I said, will have an edition size of 2,500. There will be, like I said, 5 of them from what I'm guessing. Like I said, it doesn't really make that plain here, but if you go by what it says, that if that's the completer, then the other 5 should be available separately. There will be, like I said, an annual pass holder pin, which will have an edition size of 3,000. And that would be, if I get over to the park on Friday, hopefully, that would be the one I'd probably be getting. And that one looks cool. It has a pirate skull.
And a bandana.
He has a bandana, eh? I don't know why I said A. Bandana way. It says 50 on his hat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it's pretty cool. I like the backing, too. So, as I was saying, there are going to be also shirts.
I like this shirt for the annual pass holder.
That's the blue one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I like the blue one.
Is that the only on Saturday one?
Yes, it seems that way. They make it. They're not really that plain about whether there's other shirts, but definitely there are.
They're showing 2 here.
Yeah, they're showing just the 2, and these shirts have the I Was There thing on it, which means you can only get those ones on Saturday.
Right.
The shirts have what looks like is original maybe concept art from the ride or something like that. It's really cool looking. Like he said, the pass holder one is a kind of a grayish blue, and it's got the one scene with the dog in the jail. Like I said, it has a little mark on it that says March 18th. I was there, 2017.
Good for you.
So, show off that you were, I guess, there that day. And then the non-pass holder one has 3 scenes. It has the one with the dog. It has them drowning the guy. Don't be cheeking. And then is that the guy with the pigs? Can't tell what that third. And this is a red shirt.
Yeah, it's the guy with the pigs.
And this is a red shirt. And that's the regular non-pass holder one.
And don't forget, for the annual pass holder merchandise, you have to have your pass with you so you can be able to purchase that. And, of course, they're going to ask you for your ID.
The pins will be available at Westward Ho, 20th Century Music, Little Green Men, and then also Downtown Disney. The I Was There shirts will be offered at both Disneyana on Main Street and at Pieces of 8 on the 18th. And then you also can get the non-AP shirt at DisneyStore.com park events from the 20th through the 26th.
So you don't actually have to be there?
So you have to be there for the AP shirt, but then you can go on and cheat and get the shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe it says a version of the red colored shirt. I bet you it's going to be the red shirt without the I Was There.
Oh.
It says may also find a version.
Yeah.
So that probably means it's going to be the red shirt, basically, without the I Was There part on it.
Good one.
So that's what I'm guessing. And that'll be available from the 20th through the 26th. So a lot of cool stuff. Pins, shirts, whatnot.
Food.
Except,
No gold rum.
well, that too. You know what? You would think they'd do something outside the park with rum.
Especially at that tiki place, Trader Sam's.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a pirate rum thing.
Rum.
Tiki.
Maybe. And you know what? I don't see why not. Can they fix the Jack Sparrow to actually look at the people in the boat instead of looking cross-eyed and left and right? I mean, really. I mean, like...
Which one? The one at the end?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, like Stevie Wonder, like, looking left and right. Like, you know what I mean? It's pretty dumb. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're refurbing, you know, all the good stuff, you know, but hopefully they actually fix them. He needs an update.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for Fat Time in the Parks.
Yeah, let's talk about some fat food.
Whoa.
All right, so we do have a new hashtag. A new one.
Easy one?
The other one, Fat Time in the Parks, is not hard.
Oh, well, I'm not a hashtagger. Sorry.
All right.
It was hard for all those people that
But
kept
he's a
putting
hasher.
at Fat Time at the parks.
Oh. Well, we're not getting rid of the old hashtag, but we're going to do a new one in honor of the, what do you call it, the time change?
Daylight savings change?
Yeah, whatever they call that thing. I don't know. It's just caused a waste of my time.
Exactly.
So we are going to, a new hashtag is hashtag Spring Forward to Fatness. And that came up by, I'm going to give credit to Fernando Xavier Hubbard on that one. He created that hashtag.
I already know Mike. I can already tell by Michael's face that he thinks it's too long.
I don't even know if I can spell that long.
Those are first grade words. Spring and forward.
There you go.
All right. So let's spring forward to some fat times as Shadow and I actually went over to the soft opening of the Food and Wine Festival over at DCA.
No invite?
You were invited, but you didn't go.
I couldn't.
So, yeah, we did tell you guys that there was going to be a soft opening on Wednesday and Thursday, and the official opening was on Friday, and we were there for all of that. We were just nonstop at Disney. So, we went around. What did we do? Just basically look at stuff?
Look at stuff first, check it out, see what they have, what kind of food is going to come up, and merchandise. And then, the next day, we started to eat.
Yeah, so basically the first day...
Or the soft opening was.
Yeah, well, on the soft opening, I did try... Did I try it that day, or was it different?
You had the lemonade that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did try the cherry lemonade with cherry pearls over at the Lemon Grove. And, oh my gosh, it was just yummy.
Bomb.
I mean, it's so good.
Bomb.
And I'll get to my review on that later.
Bomb.
We're just here on the soft opening day.
Oh,
and we were just looking around, just checking out things, like Shadow said. And, yeah, I mean, you know what? The lines weren't that long that day at all.
Surprisingly, no.
The only long line was the one lines for alcohol.
As always.
Yeah, those lush people just have to drink. So, yeah, those lines were long. But, I mean, still, it wasn't that long because, it doesn't take a long time to pour some alcohol into a cup.
Not like Friday.
Right?
So, yeah, like I said, we went over there for that, checked that out. And then let's go ahead and talk about Friday, the actual opening day, because we just started grubbing on everything.
Yeah, and I actually showed up.
Yeah, Michael showed up.
I was like, hey.
Thursday, I showed up for the part of the soft opening. I also tried the lemonade.
So, yeah, we okay, that's fine. Let's talk about the lemonade. Because I had it, Michael had it, Anthony had it.
We've all had it multiple times.
And
I had a pearl.
Whoa.
Yeah, Shadow tried it and had a pearl. So all I got to say is, okay, Wednesday I tried it and I was like, wow, this is good. And those little pearls, I guess they're bobas. I don't know what the hell a boba is without the fat. But whatever. All I know is these little balls of cherry juice inside, I guess. And then when you smash it, it just pops out and
squirts.
It's pretty good. It's yummy.
Disney magic in your mouth.
Exactly. That's what it was. And I thought that was awesome. It was great. And then, like Anthony said, he had it. And then on Friday, Michael had it.
Bomb.
I had it again.
Bomb.
I had it again.
I actually have already drank it 4 times. I had it 4 times already because it's just that good. I really, really like it a lot. It's $4.25.
Not bad.
It's not bad, but make sure people ask for easy ice or no ice because the ice is just too much, and you get more ice than you get your drink. So if you guys want ice, just tell them a little bit of ice or say no ice, which would be better. So the next time I got the drink, I did say easy ice on that.
Also, a note that if you guys go to the same place, they have the what's it called? The something mule. The alcoholic one. They show it like it's in a little. They show it like it's in a copper cup, but I'll tell you right now, it doesn't come in a copper cup. It comes in the same exact plastic cup as the lemonade, but you have to make sure that you say easy ice on that one too. Otherwise, they fill that one up to the top with ice.
Oh,
Dirty.
Yeah, like they do with every alcohol thing.
Right.
But they fill that one up to the top because I went up there and Sarah wanted one, and she even said easy ice, and then they still folded all the other person who ended up doing it still put all the way to the top with ice.
I think they're supposed to do that on alcoholic drinks.
Right, and then Sarah told her, oh, could I get easy ice? And then they dumped a little bit of the ice out. So on the lemonade, make sure you guys ask for easy ice because, like I said, they'll fill it up, and then you just get more ice than you do of the drink. But this is my little tip. This is what I like to do. After drinking it 4 times, having it 4 times, once you're done with the drink, you still have all those little cherry pearls in the bottom. So what I was doing basically was eating the ice until I got a little bit of ice, let it melt. And then I got my straw. Make sure you put the tip down because that's what they tell you. Straw with the tip down. They don't want you to stab your lip or something. But I use the straw to mash up the cherry pearls. And then, so you have the juice from the pearls, and then you got a little bit of the water from the ice that's melted, and then you drink it at the end. Ooh, you got another drink. Yes, a whole new drink you can enjoy. So that's my little tip. Go ahead and muddle all the pearls and mix it around with the melted ice, and then drink it. It's yummy. It is yummy.
Bomb.
I have to admit, I'm not much for lemonade whatsoever, but yeah, bomb.
It was really good.
And the pearls.
All right, so let's move along with more food.
Yeah, and before we get to the food real quick, I just wanted to mention we should mention the pass, or do you want to mention the pass after the food?
No, go ahead.
Because we had no idea up until the last minute that they were going to do a pass. We didn't even know up until the last minute that they were doing a pass. All of a sudden, Friday, people started posting, hey, look, they have a pass. And then, did they even announce it, or?
Yes, I believe they did.
Okay, I don't even remember. All I know is that I kept seeing other people were posting, oh, they do have a pass this time. Because if you guys remember last year, there was a big controversy because they were charging $45 for 6 items. And then we did the math and we figured out that it was bullcrap. And then we started telling everybody, and everybody else started getting mad. And people were just paying it and not doing the math because I don't know why. But then next thing you know, bada bing, Disneyland drops the price $10 to $35. So, and then gives everybody that paid $45 a $10 refund. So, this time, well, guess what? It's $45 again, but you know what? It's 8 items. And, of course, I immediately did the math, which came to $5.63 per item. So, definitely worth the price because most of the good items are $6 and up. So, right on. The pass, once again, is the same thing. It's good at all booths for any non-alcoholic item. And this time there's actually, because of the fact that the average comes out to $5.66, there are so many items that are eligible, that to me are eligible to be used with this pass, that, I mean, you could almost buy 2 passes and be able to definitely have some good feasting for the month and a half. So I definitely got the pass. Because I know there'll be a lot of things that I'm going to want to try. And I already have, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah, we do suggest you guys getting that pass if you are into all that food, all those food items, and you guys are probably going to spend a lot of money over there anyway. So we do suggest getting the pass, and it's worth it this year. So, okay, before you start your stuff, I'm going to start with my chocolate, hazelnut, raspberry, whatever tart. All right, so we're going to go with that raspberry, whatever tart it's called. I don't know. I can't pronounce these words, but it was really good. And it's over there at the onion layer. It's basically one of those flaky type of pastries. And inside is the chocolate and the raspberry. I got to tell you, it was really, really good. I really liked of course, I like the raspberry. So I liked the raspberry inside. I liked the chocolate was good. Hazelnut, it had a little hint of hazelnut for me. Oh, yeah, and then they have the chocolate drizzled on top. So apparently the one I got didn't look as well as the one Shadow got, because I think his looked better, had more chocolate drizzle on top. But anyway, it was really, really good. I liked it. I would get that again. You guys should go check that one out. What'd you think of it?
Well, the drizzle was for visual like Snoop Dogg, but it was good. I'm not much for tardiness, mind you. Enhanced lemonades and all that stuff, right? And not to change the subject real quick, but I had this voodoo donut, right? And it had some raspberry stuff in it I did not know about because I ate the head and it was good until I got to the bottom. And I'm like, what's this crap being all tardy? I thought it was strawberry. But then my brother's like, no, that was raspberry. Like, oh, okay, thank you. So in that case, enhanced to this, bit into it, taste chocolate first, got a little bit more into it, and then I taste the raspberry. I was like, wow, it's not tardy. Like he said, there was a hint of hazelnut, but I think I had a little bit more in mine. It was taste almost like I had Nutella. But at the same time, it was really good because it blended really well. Besides, I'm not too keen on flaky pastries because they get all over the place and then they don't really get in your mouth. And it falls apart and people's like, you're wasting food. It's like, it's all my fault. But other than that, it was great. I mean, I'll give it, some toes up and some thumbs up.
Yeah, really, really good. So I highly suggest you go try that raspberry tart over at the onion layer, which is right in front of Little Mermaid. That was really, really good. And let's see. Shadow also had the smoked bacon mac and cheese with fried onions on top.
Wet
And wild. Oh, okay. You know how they say to die? It was. Because like Michael says, it's wet. I like thick cheese macaroni. But for being wet and a little bit of slimy and satisfying.
Slimy yet satisfying.
It was great altogether. They gave me plenty of bacon, plenty of mac, and it had some fried onions on top, which it was really nice. Little sprinkle of those. A couple of friends of mine got it. They weren't so lucky with the bacon. But there is pictures I think my brother would put up later on the thing to see how it looked. But I would have got it again and again and again, and I'll probably do it when we go back. I'll get 2 more again because one little package like that's not enough for me. That's like an appetizer, not even an appetizer. But yeah, it's very good. So if you're into mac and cheese with bacon and a little bit of fried onion on top, I would guarantee you that because, as everybody knows, I'm a picky eater, and I'm not much for certain onions either. But this was great. And it goes down. I would assume it would go down great with that lemonade he talks about.
Yes.
So if I were you guys, take the lemonade. If not, have some rum on me. Okay. All right.
That's located at the Bacon Twist booth, which is right next to Lemon Grove.
What's located at Bacon Twist?
The bacon mac and cheese.
The one he had?
Mm-hmm.
The one with the onions on it is located at the onion layer.
No. That's a different one.
So there's 2 of them with onions?
Yeah, there's 2 different types.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
The other mac and cheese, I would not get it.
Yeah.
That's the one with the... Okay, the one that's at onion layer is the one with the French onion.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that's the one you were talking about.
No.
Denied.
Oh, so yours just has the crispy onions. That's
Yes.
hardly onions. Okay.
That's why he said fried onions.
Right, okay.
But it had good seasoning on top of the onions.
That one sounds really good. The only thing is that, you know what? I can make that at home.
Make it for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Save money.
I can't make it, but my mom can make it. But
Next Tuesday.
the thing about...
Alternative
See,
factor.
last year's had the chicken, which, I mean, you ate that one, but you just picked the chicken out of it. I mean, was it basically the same as the one last year? Just
You know what? The one last year, actually, the mac wasn't as wet. It was actually thick, and it was great. Yeah, I did pick the chicken. Lucky enough that I didn't have that much chicken. So
right, I remember.
Yeah, so yeah, that one was great too, but it wasn't as. I mean, it was thick, but it kind of reminded me it had like a little bit of two mixed cheeses. It made a little bit of cheddar with American, but this one is purely just the regular soft cheese. I guess American you can say, but yeah. But last year it was thick. It was more thicker the cheese, and it was good.
And what'd you have, Michael?
I don't know. What did I have?
You had some tacos?
I don't know. I just, you know what? By the time we reached Monsters area, I guess the only shack by itself, which all I know is LA style.
Yes.
And it's kind of lonely. So, but it was a good quiet spot, because that now that they really don't have no entertainment really that much, it's just wine and drinking. So it's pretty quiet. I believe it was
the Korean barbecue beef short ribs tacos.
Yes, there you go. That's what it was. See, I knew somebody would get my back. But you know what? I was really...
Yeah, that's on my list.
Really?
To try.
You should.
I should?
You should. Lots of meat. Your favorite.
Yes, it did have lots of meat, what you showed me. It was a lot.
Oh, man.
And I saw other pictures of it, too.
It wasn't even
definitely
greedy.
looked really good.
They didn't get greedy at all.
It also has a kimchi slaw.
You're a kimchi slaw.
Thank you.
I hope what I tasted wasn't like him.
Whoa.
Nah, but you know what? The portion size of the meat was very, very great. You know what? It's worth that money. Maybe I got lucky, but you know what I mean? And actually, if you look at the picture that they display, it does have a lot of meat. So I would compare it to the display. It was good. The kimchi wasn't as overpowering. I was skeptical, but you know what I mean? Like I said, I was starving. So for those 2 tacos, it'll fill you up. It did pretty good. So I suggest you guys go and check it out. LA style, right next to Monsters, the only booth. Show them some love, because you know what? That's actually my favorite booth. So
and you also had the cherry lemonade.
Ooh,
it was good.
Yes, it did. That's what I'm saying. Bomb. That's all I can say. Bomb.
LA style last time was the one that I think you and Jose had that short rib on the mashed potatoes.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you. I think right now the LA style booth is my favorite right now.
All right, real quick. That's also the place that has that fresh strawberry compote, lemon verbena, and vanilla bean shortcake parfait, which I want to really, really try.
You should have that time.
I wasn't hungry, though. I was like kind of getting full.
Should have walked around and went on a ride.
I should have. But yeah, definitely next time we're there, I'm going to get that. And that also has the dough whipped pineapple strawberry float.
Yes, that one.
And I'm hearing that's pretty good too. And it's funny because when we were talking about the menus for the different marketplaces, it showed this float at another stand. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the onion layer, but it's not there at the onion layer, I don't believe.
Yeah, onion layer has a strawberry pineapple float with vanilla ice cream and strawberry pearls.
Well, see, I didn't see that over there.
Like on the menu, you didn't see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because at the...
This might have been a typo, and it might not...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because over there at the onion layer, they're showing a passion fruit lemonade, and that's about it.
In fact, the one I'm looking at here, the original blog post says that that hazelnut and raspberry tart that you got was from onion layer.
Yeah, that's where it's from, but they don't have that float there.
Right.
So that was a mistake. That's what I'm trying to point out.
So that raspberry tart that you had, it was from the onion layer?
Yeah, that's what I said.
What was onion about it?
Probably the whatever that word is. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just dessert. I didn't taste any onions in my dessert, so.
I if you want onions, I can go in my refrigerator right here and grab you one. I mean, you're talking about onions.
All right, what did you have, Anthony? He had a cornucopia of food.
Yeah, we tried like 3 different things. Of course, like I said, we got the pass. So after we got the pass, first thing we did was go over to, we haven't talked about, this is a good time real quick while I'm talking about my thing, because it's the first thing we did was go over to the AP Center, Welcome Center, where we got our button, which of course none of that stuff we even knew about until the Friday.
All right.
Because we didn't know there was going to be buttons, did we?
No.
until the Friday, because I remember somebody was asking me, is there going to be buns? I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. Boom, there they are on Friday all of a sudden. So over there at the Welcome Center, they got buns. They did have some leftover recipe cards from AP days. They probably don't have that anymore. But so after we went on there on the way back, well, we were going right by Off the Cob. It's one of the first ones you come to. We were like, ooh. Sweet corn nuggets with beef chili, spring onions, and sour cream. Here we come.
There's the onions again.
There you go. I'm telling you, I'm going to my refrigerator.
But those were good. They were just like corn nuggets. Like you'd get, like if you go anywhere in a restaurant and order corn nuggets, they were just like that, fried corn nuggets. And then the chili that was on top, it wasn't too, the sweetness of the corn with the chili, it was kind of like a nice combination of sweet and spicy. The chili wasn't really that spicy, but it definitely had a nice flavor to it that went with the sweetness of the corn. And then it was a very like light, almost like that Mexican sour cream, if anything. And then it was with green onions, and it was so good. It's probably the best thing I had.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, we met up with Richard and Sarah from Skywalking and put these guys on a marathon.
I don't understand why people need to walk so fast.
I didn't even think we were walking that fast, to be honest, but...
Yes, you should.
I've never seen you walk that fast in my life, Anthony. For me to get tired?
These people were on a race. Even Michael got tired.
Hey, I was
Michael
like...
got tired with us in the beginning.
See, I don't understand how they thought that we were in a race when we were stopping for like 5 minutes at every single
yeah, but you act like the booth was like going to disappear or something. And
it did seem like you guys were like actually eating your food and let it digest. It was like swamp next.
I don't know. It felt like we were there forever in between each one, if you ask me. But I don't know. You guys are super impatient, so
I'm not impatient. You guys
I
were
can
the ones
understand how it
learning.
seemed like that everything was going kind of fast, but I didn't really think so because you guys weren't even there for the marathon of a lifetime later that night on the way over to see the fireworks.
I would have passed on
There's
that
no
anyway.
reason to get into that. But so after we met up with them, they wanted to go through each booth. So of course we went. I think all the way we went all the way over to LA Style. We started there. They had the tacos, which they also raved about. So definitely it's on my list for next time I go is the tacos.
Bomb.
And then after that, we went over to we went over to Garlic Kissed. I believe that's one of the first ones when you go in. It might be one of them. And that's also the one that has the beef tenderloin slider with chimichurri sauce, which we have compared to last year's and is identical. But they did have the black garlic soy braised pork belly bow with pickled vegetables. It was really good. I didn't like it as much as I liked last year. The black garlic, and the soy braised gave it a completely different flavor than what the pork belly had last year. I like it because pork belly is still pork belly, and no matter what, it's going to taste bomb because obviously pork belly is bacon fillet. So, I mean, no matter what, it's going to taste good. But I did like last year's better, but I would definitely have this one again. But probably not. I probably won't because there's other things I would rather have again. So it was really good. If you like your like Vietnamese style pickled vegetables is what's on it. Kind of like if you were to go to Lee's Sandwiches or something like that. So from there, well, we went through all the booths, but we only got one other item, and that was at Lemon Grove, the same place that has the cherry lemonade. Well, obviously, once again, I had another cherry lemonade, but we got the duck confit potato smash. Now, I didn't really taste the Meyer lemon preserves. I don't know where those factored in. I'm sure they were in there somewhere. But I'll tell you what, that duck confit with the potato smash, it was good. There was green onions on it once again. They love putting green onions on everything, apparently. But yeah, that was really good. So I would probably have that one again. But there are lots more that we gotta try once before we're gonna try anything a second time. So because I gotta get over there and have that cheddar ale soup from sourdough called sweet and sourdough.
What about that bread pudding?
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about chocolate and bread pudding.
All right, so I remember you saying something about this year's Food and Wine, how you compared it to last year's. You like it better?
I don't know if I like it better. I mean, I like it. I liked last year's. I like it better because the pass is a better deal from right off the bat. They have a lot more selection because how many booths did they have last year?
I don't know, but they upped it when
they
did
definitely
Christmas.
upped it with Christmas, and then they upped it even more. If it's the same amount as Christmas,
the same amount.
Okay,
because I mean, 11 booths or 12, 13?
Maybe.
I think
basically the booths are all in the same place, except for instead of the one being over by Grizzly Rapids by the bathrooms, it's now LA style over there, which is over by Monsters.
No, I was gonna say I think there's like 11 booths, and then 2 of them are plus 2, which are the alcohol, beer and wine.
Because then of course you got the beer garden, over there, which has more beer. Which I was laughing because you were saying how on Wednesday and Thursday during the soft opening that the alcohol lines were the longest.
Yeah,
and then we were laughing that the beer line was really long, and when they could have just went over to the beer garden where there was absolutely no line.
Yeah, they had the beer garden over there at the Paradise Garden Grill, and they have local breweries there from Anaheim. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, there was like no lines there at all. So you guys can go over there. And then, of course, they have the different menu over there at the Garden Grill, which has some other stuff that we haven't tried or...
Yeah, we went over that menu last episode.
Yeah. And then, of course, they have the booths over there where Matt T was. One of them is the Brew House, and the other one is the Wineology. So you can get some wine. They have a white sangria, peach sangria, and red sangria. The peach sangria looked good. I'm not into that stuff, but it looked good.
Try it. Never know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's $8, but or you can get a flight of the sangrias for $9.50.
I got 3 on it.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind trying a peach sangria.
So yeah, that's more places you can get some alcohol at.
I mean, of course, they did increase the alcohol locations. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure once March Madness, Spring Break really kicks in,
they didn't really increase by that much. I mean, as far as booths go, I think they had the same amount of booths, alcohol booths. They had one that was beer and one that was wine. I mean, the only real addition is the beer garden.
I really didn't like the selection of food this time. Really. Like, I mean, onion and olive, come on now. I mean, maybe it might go with the wine, but if your demographic is all ages, you ain't going to attract.
They have some crazy stuff with that artichoke place. I heart artichokes.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me, I love artichoke, but it's rare that I eat it. But that pop artichoke, I don't know about that.
Cake pop or whatever it is.
You know what? I'm guessing that's the vegan section.
I don't know.
Or for you to say rabbit food. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. A lot of walking again. Very crowded. We're there on Friday. Tons of people bumping in. You see a lot of rich people with a bunch of trays. You know what I mean? Thinking they're high class and having a little section like, you can't come over here and I'm over there like, give me some of your food. One thing I would suggest, a good tip, if you're not really sure what to eat at the booth, just stay there for a little bit and watch the people's food that comes out. At least you can kind of get an idea of what you might like and enjoy. And better than just looking at, what you see on the wall.
All right, as far as that Dole Whip pineapple strawberry float, Jose had that. I think he had it twice.
I believe it.
Yeah, he said it was really, really good. He thought it tasted pretty well. I still wouldn't try it because I don't like pineapple.
Dirty.
He says that it doesn't really taste too pineapple-y. But
actually, I did take a taste from it. He was right. It wasn't too pineapple. You taste more of the other stuff.
Maybe I'll try it.
Maybe he had a good batch, but I'm just saying.
Maybe I'll try it. Try a sip or something.
Come on.
Before I go and buy that. I don't know. But if you guys do love the pineapple and strawberries, hey, go try that. It seems to be a hit, too.
Well, just like I don't like pineapple, but finally I had my own dough whip, and it wasn't too pineapple that I thought it was going to be. So next time I'm bringing some Malibu rum.
Yeah, so you guys should definitely go check out the Food and Wine Festival going on at Disneyland California Adventure Park. It's really awesome. Lots of cool food. Oh, we forgot to talk about entertainment right now. On Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays is Thomasina.
Yeah.
And I believe she kicks off at 1:15.
She sure did.
Yeah, so go check that out. They also have...
Where they don't have that late, though.
World of Color, dude. World of Color.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they also have Fault Lines playing. They were playing over there in the gazebo at the Paradise Gardens area. And they have some other entertainment, including the Jammin' Chefs, which we previewed to you guys on our Instagram page. We posted a video of the Jammin' Chefs, which featured Chip and Dale.
Ooh.
And some drumming chefs who drum on pots and pans. Really cool. You guys should check that out. There's other entertainment going on.
And apparently sous chefs only dance.
Yes. And
is that right by Ariel in that little area?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The Green Army Men have moved over to the boardwalk. So they play over there. So yeah, check out the entertainment schedule. See what's playing on the day you're there. Check out some entertainment. Eat some food. And don't forget to hashtag your pictures with Spring Forward to Fatness. Yes. Right. Hashtag Spring Forward to Fatness.
And just one other thing about Food and Wine Festival. They do have the return of the little mini Food and Wine specific gift card that comes on the little springy thing for your wrist.
Yes. And all those merchandise too, we forgot to mention.
We talked about the merchandise before already. This is stuff, we didn't know about this. Well, we didn't know they were going to have it again. We did confirm that the merchandise is in the studio store. Last time it was just speculation whether it was going to be at the studio store again. We do confirm that merchandise is at the studio store. There are also plenty of stands. There's like 50 bazillion places to get merchandise this time. Whether there's stands at the top of the where the main booths are. There's also a couple stands over there in front of by Ariel. And then there's also the place over there that usually has like the merchandise by the one on the other side of the sunglasses.
Yeah.
They also have food and wine merchandise there, and supposedly they're also selling the lanyards there, right?
Probably.
Somebody also said they were selling the lanyards there.
Oh, yeah. They were supposed to be selling the
passes.
The passes at Seaside Souvenirs.
Right.
And don't forget, they also have the little store inside of Stage 17 where they're doing the demonstrations. And a cast member did tell us that even though you didn't pay to go watch the demonstration, you can still go in there and watch it, but you just can't sit down and eat because they give you the samples of what they're cooking. So I don't know. It depends on.
That's just one cast member's word.
Yeah, and because then again, you're going to have hundreds of people trying to go in there, and they're going to say, no, you guys can't stay in here because they get too crowded. Thinking. So whatever. Well, I don't know how that's all going to work, but I don't care. But yeah, you have all the merchandise in there, which includes the T-shirts and hats, and they have pins, and they do have an annual pass holder shirt, annual pass holder merchandise, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go check all that out over there. So yeah, make sure you guys head over to the Disney California Food and Wine Festival. It's really, really cool.
And just a reminder that there will be most likely a different button each week for APs.
Right.
So we haven't established yet whether the week starts on Friday or whether it starts on Monday. Yeah, we'll find that out by this weekend. So we'll let you guys know next week when the new week starts and when you can expect to be getting your new button.
I like the first one, even though it's small. Again, ooh.
What do you want?
A bigger one.
You want a 3-inch button?
Like a button by Dig.
Well, I can make that because I have. I'll give you a 3-inch button. You'll like it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what? I'll take the 2 1/4-inch button if it's the good quality rather than the 3-inch crappy buttons that Disneyland gives out for free.
That's what I'm saying. Buttons by Diggs.
All right. So moving on over there at the former Hollywood Tower Hotel.
Ooh.
I guess a flag went up and it says it's Taiwan's group flag signals arrival of the Collector's Fortress at Disneyland California Adventure Park. Now, basically, it's just like this banner thing that is attached to the crane that they're using over there. I think it's just so they could, they can't move the crane because they need it there. So instead of moving it back and forth, they're leaving it there and they put this little flag thing to dress it up while the park's open. Because I don't think, they're not, I'm pretty sure they take the flag out and use the crane as they need it at night. But I don't care about this flag. I can care less about the flag.
It's retarded.
I want to talk about what's on the crane itself.
Yes.
Just holding the flag, which is a little hidden Mickey. And I posted a picture up on
sorcerer hat,
Instagram.
Right?
Yeah, he has a sorcerer hat. But it wasn't until the next day when we went by that he has a face. It is actual Mickey Mouse's face.
Yeah, when we were coming from the Bugs Land side, as we were coming around and looking at it, you could actually see his face is facing the tower itself.
Right.
So, depending on how they end up leaving it every night, you might end up having the face facing outwards. But then again, it depends on how it's going to end up. So,
yeah,
so I just have to keep an eye out for that. If anybody catches a picture of it facing outward and gets a really good picture of the Mickey face,
I'm sure that picture's out there.
Then, well, you know what to do. MousePIRE@gmail.com.
Yeah, because it's just facing the tower right now, so it's not like everyone's seen it. I know a lot of people didn't even notice it was a Mickey because I don't see people posting pictures of it as a Mickey.
I seen the post like right away, like when the first came up, like it showed the flag and then it showed the close-up, and they're like, "Look, a hidden Mickey, sorcerer hidden Mickey."
That was me, probably.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it was you.
But
I don't remember, but
I think that's pretty cool how they did that and put the Mickey Mouse on the train.
I think everybody's more happy at that than the flag.
Yeah, I mean, people are posting pictures of this flag. I'm like,
is this supposed to symbol that they bring the artifacts that they say they're gonna put into Guardians? You know what I mean? Is that what they're signaling? Because if he's here, he has a shitty job on his pilot right now.
Yeah, so as we all know, that is going to open on, what was it, Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, the ending of May.
27th or something. And we had speculated it's going to open prior to the movie or close to the movie, which that opens on May 5th. So we were talking about that they were going to have the movie premiere there at the Hyperion Theater, and we were saying they're going to have the premiere, and they should obviously have the ride ready to go for that. Well, I guess that's not going to happen now, and they're not going to have the premiere at DCA. And
they should use one tower too.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, interesting.
That's what's coming in right now. That's not going to happen, and now the premiere will be Cars 3. So I don't know what's going on. I guess they're not as...
Well, they're introducing some stuff for the cars, right?
I don't know.
Supposedly, from what I'm guessing, is that they're going to introduce one of the new cars.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool guys, too.
Oh, the advanced cars?
Are they advanced?
Well, I don't know. Is that what it says in the...
I don't know what it says. I don't...
Is that what it says in that little clip that they had about the advanced car?
Oh, okay.
It looks like a Tron car or something?
That black car is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I don't know. So, yeah, basically... No premiere for Guardians at Disney California Adventure Park.
That sucks.
And so anyway, like I said, the main thing I want to talk about was the hidden Mickey, because I thought that was really cool. I could care less about
that stupid flag.
Yeah, I don't care about that. It's kind of stupid.
And there's a sorcerer Mickey hat. So I thought that was badass.
Yeah.
I'm sure that flag's probably going to go somewhere like inside the building, or it's going to be on the building.
Or it's probably going to be a D23.
Or that, or it could go up during grad night.
I was about to say that.
All right, moving on. Also walking by the Paradise Pier area, we went over to Toy Story Mania, and we saw that the new Fast Pass distribution is done. It's DUN. They're ready to go on that. Just know, and they also have a new Fast Pass time, the sign that tells you how many minutes the ride is for the wait time, I guess, and the Fast Pass return time sign is there. It's up and ready to go. We did post that on our social medias. We just don't have word yet on when it's going to open. And Matterhorn still has not started. They still haven't started construction on their Fast Pass distribution. Yeah, it should have been started on the 6th, I believe. And I walked the last time we were there in the parks. Went over there. Nope, nothing's ready to go yet.
Maybe last minute change.
So... we'll wait on that. Of course, we'll be checking that every time we're in the park, see when that's going to be start, or when the wall goes up, and we'll let everyone know. But
maybe it's going to open when they have the Cars 3 premiere.
Maybe. Might be on a grand night.
Isn't that near grand night?
Yes. Don't forget, people, grand night starts on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo way.
Oh, no.
Boo.
So, yeah, I will be posting all the dates for Grand Night so you guys know when to
stay away.
Exactly.
In fact, don't worry. He's going to post them several times.
I will be posting them, a lot.
I'll definitely share it.
Yes. So, be aware. Grand Night starts on Cinco de Mayo.
Be prepared.
Doom, 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 doom.
All right, so moving on.
On it.
There was a couple of screenings of Beauty and the Beast.
Lucky.
And last week, Shadow and I went to one at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, I can say it was actually our first time in that theater.
Are
Really?
you serious?
Yes, we've never gone to any type of movies in the theater.
Wow.
Never.
So we were fortunate enough to get our tickets to go to this premiere, this screening, which was put on by IMAX. And they just kept saying how they, what do you call that word? They made the movie into IMAX, and they just kept, I don't know, bragging about it.
Exclusive.
I was just like, just play the movie already. But
Get over it.
actually, it was pretty cool screening because the actors were there, and
Oh,
they
nice.
did a Q&A. So I thought that was pretty tight.
All of them?
The only one who was missing was Gaston.
Yeah.
Wow, even Hermione? Nice.
Yes, she was there.
Good old
and-
Alma.
Maurice
Emma.
was there?
No, Maurice Streets wasn't there. It's talking
Okay,
about the main characters.
He's the main character.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast and Gaston and LeFou. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was the food a fluff?
Yes, LaFluff was there.
The fluff.
It was awesome. They had some questions and they're talking about things, and it's funny because a couple of times Emma Watson got little clamped, little emotional, talking about her being cast in the film because
Drama.
she was saying that this is one of the movies she grew up with was Beauty and the Beast,
When
and
she was 6.
and growing up with Harry Potter, and
And she was about to cry?
well, because she got, she got to fulfill her dream of, being in a movie with, with something she grew up in, Harry
Yeah.
Potter and Beauty and the Beast and things like
She's
that.
a Disney freak.
Yeah, I guess she was just overwhelmed at the fact that she was able to be in the movie.
Should have helped her and stepped in and said, MousePIRE Podcast.
And get kicked out. Yeah.
It was interesting the other day. I just wanted to say something that we found out that it's interesting that obviously she had such love for wanting to do that character that she turned down La La Land, Emma Stone's role in La La Land, which obviously everybody knows. Emma Stone won an Academy Award for that role. Emma Watson was offered that role first,
I didn't know that.
and she turned it down because there was so much commitment with learning how to sing and the dancing and everything that had to do with Beauty and the Beast, that she
think
turned down the role in La La Land so she could continue to do her commitment to Beauty and the Beast.
I think she mentioned that there when we were there.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I
think
don't
she's-
remember nothing.
I think she said, somebody said, hey, you,
Yeah.
or somebody from Facebook said, and she's all, yeah, I turned down this because I wanted to do that. So I did turn down La La Land for this. And she's like, it's a good movie, but, I wanted to do this more, she said.
So apparently they were doing actually screenings. IMAX was doing screenings around the country, and they were live streaming the Q&A to the movie theaters.
Oh, okay.
So that was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah. What else did they talk about? I know
the day before, IMAX had a link on their through their Twitter and I think through their Facebook where you could ask questions.
yeah.
And supposedly they were going to have questions that were off of that also.
Yeah. That's what was going on.
You get a free pin or button?
We got a nice movie poster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's not one you can roll up. It's a really thick cardstock type of thing. It's really, really nice.
You can frame it.
Yes. It's a
Did
very
you frame it?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
It is a frameable type of thing. So I'm really impressed with what they gave us. That was really, really cool.
You have to put it in the vault?
After we frame it.
You better motherfucking take pictures. I'm telling you, you better take pictures.
I already
know
did.
you're
I
going
took
to
a
the vault.
picture already. I posted
Yeah, I
it.
know you-
Oh, let's talk about pictures because, this was
Oh, yeah.
this was a screening and it said no videotaping, blah, 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 no phones. So, we always adhered to the rules and we kept our phones in the car and we get into the theater and was there taking pictures of everything.
Everything and everything.
I was just like, what the hell? They said no. And another thing, too, the line to get in, you show them
I've seen them pictures.
you show them your, registration, whatever, your ticket. And we found out that the line was and the side of the street on the other side.
Oh.
Okay, so I was going up the street. So we're walking up, and there was this guy that Shadow knows. Says, hey, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, get in with us. Right there when they're giving tickets.
Nice.
And he says the line was going behind the theater.
Yeah.
So it's going up, I believe it's Orange Street, and it went around the block, and he's like, yeah, just get in line with us. So we get in line with him.
Which is a good thing.
And we go to there's two people giving out the tickets. We barely just walk up to him. He says, 2 tickets? We're like, yeah. Never looked at our paper.
Nothing.
Never scanned nothing. You could have been holding a blank piece of paper.
Yep.
And he would have gave you a ticket.
I could have said, 2 more people across the street right here. I could get them in for free.
You told me I would have came down really quick.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they weren't taking tickets.
Wow.
We walked right into the theater, and there was a VIP check-in. And they said, you have tickets, go ahead and go in. So, basically, these are people who are going to the VIP seating. And we walked in, and yeah.
We could have had a bingo ticket, a raffle ticket, and we could have got in.
That's kind of like when Rebecca and I went to that Star Trek thing that was at Paramount, the thing that led to us going to the premiere. But they were getting so rushed at the end when they knew they were getting ready to run out of room, and the thing was getting ready to start, that they were just rushing people through without checking tickets.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. They just barely started opening because check-in was at whatever time it was. I don't remember. But, we got in there and we got a good seat. So
yeah, it was a good thing that I saw my friend, and like you said, we got good seats right there in the aisle. Nobody trying to scoot in between and falling down. It was perfect. It's an IMAX, so it's really everything's a good seat basically, right?
Nice.
And like you said, if we would have had the cameras, I could have took some pictures in there because, like I said, never been there in my life, never got to see Star Wars, but this time I'm going to try to see Star Wars there if they show it there. We could have took some pictures for MousePIRE, like down there where the chairs for the actors were sitting before they got there. We could take a picture of the screen, blah, 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 had really good pictures. And who knows, we could have snuck a little picture with that little guy, Josh, real quick, like those other people did before they said, sit down, people, please, sit down. But going back to the Q&A, the actors were really overwhelmed with this movie because what I got for them, they were so amazed how they were able to dance. I don't know the Beast's real name, but Emma and him were talking about how they were.
It was Dan, right?
Dan Stevens.
Okay,
yeah.
Dan Stevens. How they were learning how to dance, and then how they had to do it over and over, because one was the regular dance by themselves as normal, and then they had to get into costume, and Dan had to wear these stilts. And then they had test run with that because Emma was saying, I was worried because I was afraid he's going to step on my toes and break them. So what we're going to do next? So after they did that part, then they had to get into real costumes, everything, makeup and everything. And they danced and they filmed the dance with them before they put the effect or CGI, wherever you call it. Then they had to redo it. But while they're not dancing, they had to redo the parts for the face expressions. So the Beast's face, of course, is computerized, but they had to redo all the lines and everything else after they worked on the whole thing itself, from rehearsals to pre-rehearsals, and then the filming, and then after. So they said it was quite a workout for them, both physically, mentally, and everything. It was challenging, but they loved it. And of course, Josh, he played the good. I think that part was made for him. I mean, just seeing him going through that. I mean, of course, everybody knows him, the voice of Olaf, but just that role, I think it was made for him, and I think he did perfect.
Nice.
Dan said that he would see the dailies. The first time he actually seen the whole film was at the premiere, and he was just amazed at how it came out with his character and everything like that. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was probably about 45, 50 minutes of them doing that, and then they had we had to wait for them to strike the set and everything like that. And then the movie started, and it was really good. And then on Saturday, Anthony...
Bright and early.
Oh, my God, bright and early.
Hey, now you know how I feel.
Anthony and I went to...
Only the press would get a screening at 10 a.m.
Yeah, Anthony and I went to a press screening of Beauty and the Beast at El Capitan in Hollywood. And it was pretty
Thank you,
cool.
Richard and Sarah.
Yes, thank you. Oh, wait, I wasn't there, but thank you anyway.
Uh-huh.
We were there bright and early, And you know what? We still got good seats too. But we were worried about how many people were going to be there. The line was already long when we got there.
And actually, compared to the amount of people that came in after us, the line wasn't really that long when we got there.
True that. So, yeah, because they check-in started at 9 o'clock. And I think that we got there right at 9 o'clock.
We got there right at 9 o'clock.
And they were already...
they were already starting
They were
to go
already
in.
processing people through.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, we got in there. We got a good seat.
Up on the balcony.
And, of course, before the movie, they have the organ player guy going. And he's really good. And a lot of people sit there and sing to the songs he plays and everything. I like going there and watching that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the only thing disappointing would have been nice if we would have gotten the laser show.
I was really, really disappointed.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it because
I was expecting the pre-show that they have. I don't know if they do the laser show for every movie. I don't think they do. I don't know.
I think Beauty and the Beast is going to have has a laser show.
I thought they have some kind of pre-show thing.
I don't know, but I also know that we didn't really. I didn't check to whether we had access to the costumes in the basement, because don't they have costumes in the basement?
I don't know. Maybe I was.
I know that's where they usually put stuff like that now, is downstairs. For me, I was just like, oh yeah, you get to go to a press screening. It was nice. It was early, but we were able to accomplish other things. Plus, El Capitan has a really nice big screen. They have a nice little custom Dolby Atmos setup.
Oh my gosh, that's really, really cool.
Because as opposed to your usual movie theaters that install an Atmos system where the speakers all go into the ceiling, well, the El Capitan can't really be remodeled for that. And ever since Force Awakens, they put in their own truss system on the roof, on the ceiling, where they put in the speakers to be able to do the Atmos.
Yeah.
The Chinese had that, right?
I didn't. Yeah. I pointed it out to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That really sounded excellent. Any Atmos theater I ever been to. That's why I can't wait if they show Star Wars there to see it.
But I was thinking that there's going to be more to this screening than what we got. We got the guy playing organ, which is cool. And then the movie starts. There was no like, hey, welcome, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, like usually movies.
I thought that was, we were going to get someone to come out and say, hey, thanks for coming, and blah, 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 blah. Nope.
Well, you're used to like AP screenings and stuff like that where they're trying to...
Well, no, I wasn't comparing
it's
it
media.
to...
They're like, you get this done and get out of here.
I wasn't expecting an AP screen. I was expecting, this is the media event, and someone come out and say, hey, welcome, blah, 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 blah. But no, didn't get that. So
media's dirty, I guess, now.
Well, we don't know exactly what the context of the kind of media screening was, since it was specifically you were allowed to bring family. So I don't think it was like the media screening. It was just a media screening.
It's not good. MousePIRE was in the house.
I think the only reason we got the organ was because it was because there was families and stuff, and then there was that big group of kids, which I don't know who allowed them in.
No, the organ plays all the time. They always play for 30 minutes before the movie starts.
I know, but they don't have to have the organ playing.
Well, I think it's something they actually always do. Every time I've went, they've always had him playing.
Respect the organ.
Respect my organ.
Oh.
All right, so thoughts about the movie?
Great.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Fantastic.
The movie's really, really awesome.
The movie and the music itself is really good. The covers I can do without during the credits, all of them.
Oh.
I could do without all of the covers in the credits, but that's a whole another thing.
But that's always...
Disney.
Yeah, they always do that. Every movie's done that.
I know. Some of them are good, some of them are and these ones are mostly
I think it was awesome because that even though they stick to the formula of the cartoon and just minor twist here and there and a little dark because they're able to make the beast darker, and it was just a change from, crazy old Maurice. His profession was different. I don't think that's too much of a spoiler to say what it was, right?
Well, they already talked about that they didn't go with what they were doing in the cartoon versus the movie, that they made his character a little different than... So I don't think it's a spoiler.
Yeah, so instead of him being an inventor, of course, he was more of an artist, which it was great because I liked him being an artist because then they add a little bit more to Belle and her father, a little storyline than they did in the cartoon. That was pretty cool. And like I said, I like the Beast because he was able to be a little more darker, a little bit more sinister than the cartoon, of course. But, all Disney movies, of course, there's always a happy ending, but just the way they make the characters live action I thought it was great, and keep it to the formula the way they did their musicals and not overdo it with musicals and either add more or add too less. I thought it was great.
I like the music in it. I like how they changed it up. Like Be Our Guest is changed up a little bit.
That was great.
You everyone knows the song, everyone's going to sing along, but you're going to be probably singing in parts where he doesn't sing yet. So I like that. I like how they changed that up. So the music is really awesome in the movie, and through the whole movie, I'm just like tapping my foot.
Yeah, I didn't fall asleep.
I would have
I was tired.
I was tired.
I remember I fell asleep
Saturday,
to Moana.
But I kind of dozed off a little bit, then I woke up. But yeah, it was, like I said, the music in there is awesome, and the story is great. I loved it. I think that Emma Watson did a great job singing.
She did.
And the funny part is the Beast. At the end, when he changes back to a human,
he's not ugly.
We're like, we'd rather see the Beast again.
Exactly.
This guy looked weird.
Yeah, but you know what? He still looks better than the animated human version of the Beast.
Yeah, but
that guy looks just plain creepy.
He looked weird. We're like, oh, this guy looks weird.
Yeah, but then Belle's line, you got to grow the beard.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
That's probably why we said the same thing.
Yeah.
Go back to the Beast.
But yeah, it was really, really good. You guys, Anthony, what do you think?
I'd go see it again. I don't know if I will go see it again in the theater, but I would. I really liked it. I think it's kind of like, obviously it's a musical compared to some of the other ones they've been doing, which they haven't really been doing musicals. But you had stuff from the original story, like the thing with Belle wanting the rose. That's from the actual book, Beauty and the Beast, which was left out of the Disney version, the original animated Disney version. And then you got there's a couple sections where there's actually musical homages to the Broadway version. So there's a little bit of everything. I was a little surprised that one of the Beast's main songs from the musical was left out, but I think that they did that intentionally because they wanted to keep it separated from the musical, especially since that so many years there was actually talk of doing a live-action version of specifically the musical, which then this just ended up being like a combination. But I'm happy with it. I've been happy with everything else. Emma was fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to go and we're going to address this gay character thing.
Hold on, I want to see. Michael, what did you think of the movie?
I don't know, but I heard it was good.
We're going to address this gay character thing and all the stupid
drama
crap going on with it.
Dirty ass
I think
people.
it's funny because people who haven't seen the film are assuming that the whole movie is about a gay character. And yeah, it's not. Any type of innuendos with this character is not going to be seen by the kids who watch this. They're not going to notice, and they're going to think it's funny.
Yep.
The little parts that they do make these little innuendos, especially at the end of the movie. I think these people who have to bring up this drama are stupid. There's nothing wrong with the characters, and I believe they've said all along that LeFou already meant LeFou to be infatuated with Gaston from the beginning, back in when the animated version came out. But of course, you're not going to see that in a cartoon. They can't actually interpret it with the character, as a cartoon. They can't do the emotions that a human can do.
But Josh Gad could interpret that perfectly.
Yes, Josh Gad did.
He was He was about as feminine as you can get.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
He was really amazing at showing that bit of femininity.
Yes,
but then still being kind of like,
I'm a guy.
Yeah, I'm a guy.
There's girls right there.
Yeah,
exactly. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
He was great, like he always is.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to give away where these moments take place. I told all my friends about it, and I gave it away to them, but it's not big spoilers, but I'm not going to get into it. There's only 3 scenes that this happens in, and it's a quick second.
Not even noticeable, really. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Nope. And all I
If
got to
you
say
blink-
is, well, you're Los Alabama.
If you blink, yeah, you'll miss it.
If you blink, you're going to miss it. And the end is the last scene, the last innuendo is probably the funniest one. And that's a quick second.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not like you've seen in any other Disney movies. Disney movies always had innuendos anyway. They keep adults in the theater with the kids so they can at least have adult humor so adult can laugh and the kids don't know what's going on and just laugh with the mom and dad. So Disney's always had innuendos even from the 30s. And we talked about this before.
so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. If you guys are going to be those people who are, I don't want to take my kids because they have gay characters, well, then you're stupid because your kids are not going to even notice unless you point it out to them and explain the whole thing that they're doing.
Then that's your fault.
Yes, exactly. But
You're the dirty person.
we recommend.
If anything, be a responsible adult and explain those things to your kids anyways. It's the world we live in.
We recommend taking your kids to see Beauty and the Beast. We recommend you guys going to go see Beauty and the Beast.
And if you live in Alabama, well, you better cross state lines.
Exactly.
That's a long drive for them. Sucks for them.
So speaking of live action adaptations, we got some news just the other day that Disney's live action Aladdin is holding open casting call for Aladdin and Jasmine. And I don't know if this was it announced before that Aladdin was going to be a musical? Or is this the first we've heard of it?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, it has been confirmed, if it wasn't before, that Aladdin will be a movie musical, just like Beauty and the Beast is, because the notice for the casting says must be able to sing, says dancing experience is a plus. Shooting will take place over a 6-month period from July of this year to January of 2018. In the UK, rehearsals will be beginning in April. The biggest note of this that is very encouraging and very happy to see with all the claims of whitewashing and everything being thrown around with other castings, certain Iron Fist actors putting their foots in their mouths, and then Scarlett Johansson with Ghost in the Shell being a big controversy right now, which we don't need to talk about. Well, even though it is technically being released through, I think Disney is actually technically has something to do with the release on Ghost in the Shell. Wasn't it the last of the DreamWorks deal, I think? But anyways, that for the live action Aladdin, which is being directed by Guy Ritchie, who directed Sherlock Holmes and all those with Robert Downey Jr., that they are calling for Middle Eastern actors from 18 to 25 for Aladdin and Jasmine. So that is good news that they're definitely planning on going at least accurate with the actors. And of course, we know that this is it's a good track record because also Disney also had the recent similar casting call for leads in the live-action Mulan remake, asking for those who were fluent in English and Mandarin Chinese. So what are you thinking? Shooting ends January 2018, so what are we thinking? Christmas?
You said January?
January 2018, principal photography will finish
I'm going to...
on Aladdin. So what are we thinking? Christmas, or are we thinking like a spring, like Beauty and the Beast, like a March?
I'm going to say Thanksgiving.
Okay. So basically it'll come out kind of like, okay, yeah. They don't usually do live actions around Thanksgiving, though, do they?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Because, I mean, you got like summer when, like, last year you had Alice come out. We'll see. So either sometime end of 2018. Oh, no, because Mary Poppins is already Christmas of 2018.
Okay.
So probably either summer of 2018 if they can get the post done in time, which I doubt if it ends in January. So maybe 2019 for Aladdin. We'll see. Hey.
What?
DuckTales.
Woohoo.
Yes, we finally got last week. We got the first trailer for DuckTales.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And you know what? I like it. It's gonna take some getting used to. The nephews not sounding like ducks with their voices, but I'm definitely on board with it. I'm definitely on board with David Tennant as Scrooge. He sounds like Scrooge should sound.
Yeah.
Although I have seen people complaining that he doesn't sound like Scrooge. I'm like, well, you people are stupid. And
When he does the quote, you can hear him right there.
I know. I mean, he sounds like Scrooge. It's the nephews and everybody else that don't sound like themselves, if anything. Scrooge sounds the most like the original Scrooge than anybody. But, I mean, I'm really happy with it. I can't wait. That's obviously coming this summer. We'll be getting more dates, hopefully, on that soon. But also, the day that this trailer came out, they announced that DuckTales had already been renewed for a second season. I don't know if you had seen that.
Yeah, I did.
But, yeah, so at the same exact time that they released the trailer, they announced that DuckTales was being renewed for a second season. So we'd at least have 2 good seasons of DuckTales to look forward to.
From that trailer, they need to fix one thing. Launchpad. I didn't like the way he came out.
Like his look?
Launchpad at the end of the trailer, I didn't like the way he came out.
Well, they're not going to fix it, so get used to it.
Oh. He just sounds like a dingbat, like not even like the cartoon like we're watching right now.
Yes, the original DuckTales is on Michael's TV in the background right now with no sound. So it is fitting that is on the background while I am playing the trailer for the brand new DuckTales.
Woo!
Destination, McDuck Manor.
McDuck Manor? As in Scrooge McDuck? The bajillionaire?
You're finally gonna sell us.
Do it, make Scrooge McDuck.
Are you really our uncle? How old are you?
You used to be a big deal. Whatever happened to you?
Used to be a big deal. I'm Scrooge McDuck. I made my name being tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties.
Sure, you want to do it the easy way.
Oh my gosh, the nephews! What are your blood types? What's Donald really like? Who's the evil triplet?
Louie. We're just a normal, boring family.
Normal? Boring? Ha! Donald Duck is one of the most daring adventurers of all time!
Oh no.
I run a multi-trillion-dollar business. I can handle a few juveniles for the weekend. Besides, we've got a pretty low-key day planned. I'm back! Uncharted territory. Bold new discoveries!
You guys, our family is awesome.
Aw, family truly is the greatest adventure of... Oh, no, the ground!
Woohoo!
Watch out for that ground.
Yeah, there was some things I can question, but overall it sounds like it's a good thing to watch, and I'm ready for it.
Oh, I can't wait. Because then just the other day, they also released a little clip that kind of like highlighted the whole what you get from the trailer about Donald Duck being this big, huge adventurer. And then they showed a little clip, what was it, like 30 seconds of Donald Duck just running through all kinds of action stuff. And it was kind of interesting because somebody pointed out, and that I think we can probably expect to see a lot of this is in the series, is that, of course, DuckTales is based on the original Scrooge comic books from Carl Barks. And there's actually a scene in the one little Donald Duck teaser that is actually directly from some Carl Barks art. So I'm really hoping that kind of like this DuckTales is almost like Rebels was for Ralph McQuarrie, where we've seen a lot of Ralph McQuarrie. The fish tank. And everything with Rebels. So hopefully this new DuckTales series is kind of like that, where we get a lot of homages to the original Carl Barks
comic.
Well, I was going to say something else. I was trying to think of a big word.
Of course you were.
Don't go to blowing your head.
Source material.
Well, you know what? After with that one, the smart toughies and the toughies and smarter than the smarties.
That's directly from the...
That's a classic from the show. So,
yeah, that is.
I picked that up right away, so I was glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think that he says that. I think one of the very first episodes, and then also in addition to DuckTales, where we have a lot of really good cartoons coming up. Yeah. I'll get to one that just premiered on Friday, and we'll be going to series just in a minute, but I'll get to that in a second. That we got the news today that the Big Hero 6 cartoon series, which is coming up on Disney, has been already renewed for a second season. It hasn't even aired. That'll be coming up on Disney XD probably this summer. I don't know if we're guessing that DuckTales and Big Hero 6 are probably all going to join Tangled with like some sort of block. I don't know if they were going to do that. We talked about they were going to do maybe like the new Disney Afternoon or something like that, but it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. But it's definitely hopefully that all of those are going to end up in some sort of block. So yeah, like I said, Big Hero 6 the series has already been renewed for a second season. So you got DuckTales and Big Hero 6 at least guaranteed for 2 seasons.
You know, it seems like they're doing it off the movies and all that recently. Won't they do Bring Back Tailspin remake?
Yeah.
Ooh, blue.
Woohoo. Oh.
Then, of course, we talked about it before. This last Friday premiered Tangled Before Ever After on, I don't remember whether that was on Disney Channel or Disney XD. I think it was on Disney Channel.
Maybe. I don't remember either.
And then the new series will be premiering on March 24th on Friday. Up until then, if you guys already missed I know Diggs missed it, they will be showing. They should be sometime between now and next Friday the 24th. They should be replaying Tangled Before Ever After plenty of times between now and then, so that way you guys can watch that. That's the 1 hour special movie that's going to lead into the TV show. I got that on the DVR home. I'll definitely be watching that. And hopefully if these guys can watch it between now and next Tuesday, we guys can give you guys a little quick review of that next week. So it's going to be a pretty good year with Disney animation. Between Rebels is coming back for season 4. We got DuckTales and Big Hero 6 guaranteed for at least 2 seasons. We got Tangled. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, it seems like we've been having all kinds of Han Solo news lately, huh?
Yeah.
Like the last few episodes, something's been happening with Han Solo.
I know. I say he's always in the news.
Yeah. Yeah, so much so that this guy was misspelling Han earlier.
I spelled it Han.
Han. Well, you spell it like... No,
like the French version, Han.
Han.
Yes. I don't know. I know who I was talking about, though.
Right. I mean, it's okay if you say it like Han, because then if you say it like Han, then you're just saying like how Billy D says it. But we got the news this week that we got another casting to the young Han Solo film in Michael Kenneth Williams. If any of you guys are fans of The Wire, you guys would know him as Omar, since I know there seems like everybody and their mothers loves The Wire. I'm probably I think everybody in this room is probably one of the only people. Did you ever see The Wire?
No.
Okay. So I think everybody in this room are the only people in the whole world who have never seen The Wire, because everybody else seems to love The Wire and talk about it. But if you guys seen The Wire, he was Omar in The Wire. And then he was Albert Chalky White on Boardwalk Empire. And he will be joining...
Oh, that guy.
Well, at least somebody knows who he is.
No, I've seen parts of The Wire myself. Especially an episode where Peter Criss was on it.
So he is joining the new Han Solo film. Obviously, it's an unspecified role. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe he'll be a baddie. We haven't heard anything about anybody being a baddie.
No. All right, so if you guys do follow our social medias, you would know that Michael was on the All Aboard podcast this past week.
Woo-woo!
Yes, he went on there, and he, what did you do on there?
I don't know, what does Anthony say? I committed what?
Podultery.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you were talking about expensive stuff in the parks, right?
That's right.
Don't give everything away, just a little bit, because we're going to make them listen to it.
Well, pretty much, you know what I mean? You know, if you think about, in the parks, a lot of people talk about the cheap or the free and stuff like that. And what All Aboard does is travel to different lands and talk about little different themes like that. So I came up with a suggestion of expensive land. Anything you can find that's expensive. And I went around, did my homework, and gave some prices and some pretty high prices no one would ever expect. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and follow it on the podcast.
Yeah, so check out All Aboard Podcast. Go to our Facebook page. I posted the link there, and you can listen to that episode that Michael was on.
Yeah, just last week we did the show, and it's already out. And they're big fans, so shout-outs to All Aboard, and, of course, the Disney Universe. They check out the podcast over here at MousePIRE, and they do know about the dirty, so I'm going to drop a dirty on you guys.
Yeah, don't forget to check out the Disney Universe podcast, too. Just go ahead and search them on What are they on?
I know they're on the iTunes for sure.
Yes, I know that for sure. So yeah, check out those 2 podcasts, and we thank you for having Michael on.
Yes, much love.
I hope he wasn't too dirty for you guys.
No, they even wanted me to drop a dirty. I don't drop dirties unless it's necessary. But towards the end, they made me give them a dirty.
No, but they definitely made sure you dropped a buy.
Oh, yeah. You're looking out on the copyright.
All right, so I'm going to have one of my... I don't have rants as much anymore. I mean, I have little rants about things that we're already talking about. But this is going to be a specific rant for something that I've talked about many times, and that's Disney's total disrespect for their classic catalog. The fact that we haven't seen, unless you were able to get one of those super expensive tin DVD sets, which, well, why haven't they been re-released on Blu-ray?
Only got one.
Because they were like $40 each.
Dang.
They were stupid expensive.
Yes.
I don't remember. My friend had bought the World War II, the propaganda one, and I wanted to watch it just because nobody had ever had Victory Through Air Power had never been released before, and it was such a big deal. I mean, unless you got those, or if you watched House of Mouse, or if before that, if you were fortunate enough to have had cable when Disney Channel actually showed Disney stuff.
Yeah.
During the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do your average Disney fan really know about the classic catalog? I mean, your classic cartoons. I mean, you guys have had passes for what, almost 30 years now?
Yes.
No.
But I mean, how would you classify your knowledge of the classic Disney catalog? Like, honestly, like compared to how you your knowledge of, say, Looney Tunes.
Right. I know Looney Tunes more than I do Disney.
Right, which is always...
I mean, there's only a few titles I could come up with the Disney. I mean, we can
know titles.
We can start with the first one, Steamboat Willie, and then we can go to Plain Crazy, which is I've known that one. I know Flowers and Trees, but after that, I don't know. I don't know Goofy cartoons.
Humphrey
shorts.
the Bear.
I know Humphrey, of course.
Humphrey.
But I don't know any Donald Duck titles off the hand. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you can describe episodes, but you can't say the title of the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think I've seen a lot of old Disney cartoons and everything, but like he said, I couldn't say, oh, this is so-and-so by, I don't know, Bye-Bye and, director who voiced the voice, whatever.
But considering how big of Disney fans, all of us should know that.
But also, we had the Wonderful World of Disney, and we were able to watch that on the weekends, and sometimes they'll show classic cartoons or specials. So, I mean, we know classic stuff.
But it was always the same one.
Yeah.
You didn't have that
obscurity in a sense.
Right. Not like it was on Disney Channel in the 80s where Walt Disney was showing, you get a half hour of cartoons every single day, and you would see lots of cartoons.
Well, that's how I saw Disney Channel through my friends, because I never had it. So I was a little bit aware of some of these cartoons than maybe my brother was, but like he said, we can't name the titles. I mean, when we finally got, if you want to call it cable or the first satellite, Prime Star, which is ironic because we went to a friend of my brother's house. I think she was having a party and he was working at the pizza place, and they're showing, Disney Channel. So I'm sitting there watching the classic. I'm like, yeah, I want to get this. Wish we can get this. So finally, like I said, we get, the cable or satellite network, whatever you want to call it. As soon as we get the Disney Channel.
Just in time for the 90s.
Yeah, the whole format changes. There goes every single thing that I would watch at friend's house, going to these shows and different things. I'm like, what? And maybe within weekends sometimes or off week season, you'll get a glimpse of the old stuff still. But then after that, it just...
Yeah, in came the Brittany and Justin Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes.
In came all your original programming and your live action kids shows and your eventual like Hannah Montanas and stuff like that.
McGuire's and stuff
and
like that.
And then after that, all there was, your only place you ever saw classics after that was House of Mouse, which is probably the best show that Disney Channel has had in the last 25 years, I'd say.
That's sad.
And it is sad.
It is.
And I mean, it's to me, it's inexcusable because, like, right now, if I ask everybody here in this room should know what cartoon, the name of the cartoon Donald's first appearance.
See, there you go.
Do you know?
No.
Do you know?
No.
Do you know?
Hell no.
See, it's Wise Little Hen.
Because that's Donald's his favorite, so he should know that.
But everybody should know that because of how big of Disney fans are.
But if
we
you put
should
it
know
on
that.
right now, I bet you'll say, "Oh, okay, that's it." You know what I mean? But title-wise, yeah.
I don't know. That goes for a lot of other cartoons, Looney Tunes, or any other,
No, it doesn't at all.
I could
That's the point.
I could tell you that I don't remember the titles of any of those names, but I could tell you episodes like crazy.
Yeah, but you're not. You don't pretend to be as much a big of a fan of Looney Tunes as you do of Disney. But yet, we all know Looney Tunes 1,000 times more than we do Disney. Why? Because it's consistently out there. And you know what? The whole point of this rant, that you know what, all that Looney Tunes stuff, it's about to be even more out there because for those of you that have cable companies that have not only Cartoon Network but also have the secondary station called Boomerang, which has been around for a long time. Boomerang started out just showing classic stuff. It would show a lot of Hanna-Barbera mostly, but then it would also show Looney Tunes and stuff like that. And it's still on, and that's one of the only places you can go on almost every single night and see like an hour block or a half hour to hour block of Looney Tunes. You can see Flintstones.
Jetsons.
There was a while there where I told him they were showing Flintstones in chronological order, and when they would get to the end, they would restart and start with the very first episode.
Nice.
And they would just show the whole Flintstones in chronological order, and they did that for like a year. So it's like, now the whole point of this, like I said, is that they're about to, Warner Brothers, in partnership with Turner, is about to drop the biggest bomb on streaming television that you could possibly believe, because they are about to make the whole entire Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers, MGM cartoons, the entire Hanna-Barbera, which is gigantic, all those catalogs available on streaming, on demand. All you'll be able to go onto an app or an app through your device, through your Apple TV or your Google whatever's.
It's the Netflix for $35 a month. Ooh yeah.
Actually, you're going to be very surprised at the price too. But you will be able to go onto that app and you will be able to access any cartoon ever made by Hanna-Barbera, and you will be able to access all their seasons. You will be able to access any Looney Tunes cartoon. You will be able to access any of the old, because apparently it's part of the either the Turner or the MGM deal. Popeye.
Wow, I haven't seen that in ages.
Droopy, which apparently,
nice.
even though Droopy is sometimes claimed by Universal and by Warner Brothers, Droopy is still part of a lot of the Droopy is still part of the MGM deal because of Tex Avery. So a lot of those are still going to be available. But they are going to have one of the biggest caches of like proprietary cartoons and just cartoons. That, I mean, as far as I know, it's only cartoons.
No, I'm just asking because I don't know Hanna-Barbera, like, HR Pop and stuff and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if that stuff yet is going to be included. I don't know if the deal with Turner is going to include some extra stuff. It might include some classic Turner because it might be in conjunction with Turner Classic Movies. So it might have some sort of deal there, but basically Boomerang is going to become a streaming service like Netflix, but it's going to be for all of the Warner Brothers Hanna-Barbera stuff. It's going to be $5 a month or $40 a year is what I read.
Wow.
So to me, here's your money. There's that meme out there of Fry from Futurama. Take my money. Well, they could take all my money because this is the best thing to ever happen to cartoons in a long time. And it's a slap in the face, another slap in the face from Warner Brothers to Disney to say, you know what, you guys can do all you want and you guys can be popular all you want, but you know what, we'll always be taking care of our classic catalog 1,000 times better than Disney is. And I don't know, Disney just disappoints me, and it just really makes me mad that they're continuing. Now once Boomerang goes out there, Disneyland is going to be that's just blowing Disney out of the water. Not Disneyland. It's blowing Disney out of the water when it comes to the classic stuff. Because, I mean, they think they could tempt us a little bit with their little segments every now and then, which reminds me, this Thursday is Treasures from the Disney Vault on TCM. Again, which, in other words, the day this podcast comes out. If you guys listening to this in the morning, tonight on TCM, they're showing me Follow Me Boys with Fred McMurray. They're showing the one episode of Donald with his nephews where they're in the Boy Scouts.
Nice.
They're showing the original Incredible Journey, which I haven't seen in probably 25 years.
Better DVR that.
I already am.
Damn right.
But, I mean, other than when they show stuff on, like, Turner and stuff like that, I mean, they're hardly showing anything. Because, I mean, you can get a lot of the old... Disney could be doing a lot of the old the movies, like... the stuff from the Wonderful World of Disney or the stuff from Mickey Mouse Clubs, all that stuff. I mean, you look at what WWE is even doing with they have their own. You could go back and you could look at WWE matches or WWF matches from back in the 80s all the way to now. I mean, when people like the wrestling and Warner Brothers is having unprecedented access to their catalog of everything, and Disney isn't doing anything like that, well, then they're just failing. And Disney, people keep talking about, oh, well, is Disney going to make some sort of exclusive contract eventually with Netflix? Because it seems like sometimes that everything Disney gets on Netflix. Well, you know what? Everything's not on Netflix.
That contract sucks.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, but that contract sucks because they hyped it up saying, like, oh, you're going to get a bunch of Disney stuff. All they're releasing is the movies that already came out.
Right,
Finding
exactly.
Dory, Pete's Dragon, Jungle Book. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, but everybody was burned out already watching it, but we don't want to watch that, and you don't have none of the classics, real movies come out yet.
Then Netflix threatened to take Star Wars Clone Wars off of Netflix at the end of last month, but then they reneged it, and they re-signed a new contract at the last minute, and Clone Wars never left, so Clone Wars is still on Netflix because Netflix agreed to a contract at the last second because of so much complaints.
Yeah, well, Disney.
Just like Disney has so much stuff that they don't need to have somebody else do it. If Warner Brothers could prove that Boomerang, that they can put all of their stuff under one roof with the Boomerang app, then there's no reason why Disney can't do the same thing. If WWE can do the same thing, there's no reason why Disney can't do the same thing. It's inexcusable that kids nowadays only exposure to Mickey Mouse is the ugly cartoon that's on or seeing Mickey Mouse at the park.
Yeah.
There's no excuse why the kids cannot go on to an on-demand or turn on Disney Channel and not be able to watch band concert or watch the one with the ghosts that we like or watch any of those Disney cartoons that we don't know titles of because we've only seen them once. We know it's a good cartoon, but we've only seen it once or something like that. Or be able to go on. I want to be able to go on and watch Peter and the Wolf.
Hey.
With Sterling Holloway. I was able to listen to it because I downloaded and got the deluxe version of the Fantasmic or of Fantasia soundtrack, and the Peter and the Wolf recording is on there. But you know what? It's been since the 80s, probably since I've actually seen the video, the animated version of the Peter and the Wolf.
Well, like you said, I mean, this generation of kids are not going to be able to see part of that history or that classic cartoons. And another thing, too, I mean, yeah, somebody could put it on YouTube, but you're not going to get the best quality. You're not going to get that experience right there. Like, I'm not even saying you need like a blasting sound system, but just looking at your TV up close and just experience these classic cartoons and how World Disney used to always show their anniversary, like the 10-year anniversary or the rides and everything from back then. Our generation to maybe 30 years old right now, a lot of them like to go find old Disney where the rides were at, or oh, this was this. I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. They go almost like Easter hunting for that. This generation of kids, after 20 something and lower, are not gonna be able to experience all that stuff and be like, "What was here?" Because it's fun knowing how Disney changed from this ride to this ride, and it's always good to look back, especially when a generation experienced those rides. But when Star Wars Land comes in, they're never gonna know that was part of Rainbow Ridge or that was the barbecue ranch. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember eating here with my mom. But Disney always had those films that will bring back, and Walt, this is Disneyland 10 years. This is Disneyland celebrating 20 years. And after the 60th year, besides 60th year, I don't think after 35th anniversary, or maybe they actually filmed anything after that before they used to do it. You know what I mean? Remember how they used to put videos all the time? And I don't think...
No, you get stuff like that, that stupid 60th thing with Derek Huff.
Oh.
Don't ask me why I actually remembered his name.
But yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right.
And you can't remember Chef Chris.
What can I say? It was on the podcast. Well, so was that, but I mean, yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean, it's like I was just thinking about right now that we went to those Wednesdays with Walt, and we saw things like we know from what they told us that they were remastering stuff. We know that they remastered when we saw the one about Darby O'Gill and the Little People, that they had remastered Darby O'Gill and the Little People, and then they showed it on TCM, the remastered one. But why remaster it if you're just going to show it once on TCM? What was the point of all the money to remaster it? Why are they remastering all these Oswald cartoons when we're never going to see them? What, we're going to get one Oswald cartoon thrown onto Pinocchio? When that's a brand new one. What about that Oswald cartoon we saw? What about those Oswald cartoons that they told us during that Oswald Wednesdays with Walt that they were working on? Where are all these Oswalds? Why aren't all they being released on some sort of... I mean, we should get all this. We should get all the Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all the Fab Five stuff and the Oswalds and all of the Disney, Wonderful World of Disney stuff and all of that. El Fuego Baca, Swamp Fox with...
There you go.
With Leslie Nielsen. We should get all that stuff available to us, but we don't. The only way to get it is to go back and find those DVDs, those expensive metal DVDs, which nobody sells. I'm pretty sure nobody sells for cheap. Just, I want Disney to start being responsible with the old stuff. I mean, sure, they want to be all happy about the new stuff, but you know what? And then, you know what? They could kick Warner Brothers butt all they want when it comes to, like, DC versus Marvel. Obviously Marvel's doing way better than DC stuff, but you know what? None of that matters, whether that's happening. None of it matters whether Disney is doing better with their live action animated or their live action adaptations of animated. It's like Beauty and the Beast. You know what? None of that really matters in the long run if we don't remember that it all started with a mouse.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to remember that it started with a mouse if we can't even see the freaking mouse?
And just what? Like you said, only watch these things once at special events like D23 or whatever, like the symphony. Why can you put that on video?
Exactly. Yeah, like we went to D23 and saw that Silly Symphonies thing and saw things like the Old Mill and Flowers and Trees and some of those good ones when you know that they've been remastered somehow to be able to show on that big screen and look nice. So, I mean, it's like we know that they have this stuff out there remastered. What are they doing with it? Why are they sitting on it? I mean, are they waiting for everybody else to come out with their streaming and for everybody else to be kicking their asses, and then they're all of a sudden, oh, look what we've got finally.
Yeah, they're going to be the Rocky. Oh, I'm down by the 12. I'm going to get up and kick some butt now.
Was that Rocky or Paul McCartney?
A little bit of both.
I think it was both.
So that's my rant. Hey, look forward to Boomerang. If you guys are fans of Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes and all those old classic cartoons that aren't Disney, because having the Warner Brothers and the Hanna-Barbera is like having two completely. That's like having double the animation. Hanna-Barbera is there. I mean, you don't even think about how big the Hanna-Barbera collection is until you start thinking about everything that was Hanna-Barbera, from all the way from Yogi Bear, Snaggletooth, and Jetsons, Flintstones, Scooby-Doo. I hope Super Friends, all the Super Friends, all the Scooby-Doos, I'll even watch a couple episodes of Speed Buggy just because I can. Because that will probably allow me to.
Hell yeah.
Penelope Pit Stop, Wacky Races.
Nice.
Chopper Bunch.
Bring it on. Bring all of it. I'm ready for Boomerang right now. They can take all my money.
Bring
but
the
you know
Groovy Ghoulies
what?
back.
I would pay Disneyland the same amount if they would just respect the classics. But right now, they could care less, and it bothers me.
Well, just remember it's Disney and Star Wars, not Disney, Star Wars, and Boomerang.
Hey, it's time for mail.
Yes, it is. And we have a new emailer.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and this is from Aaron Barron.
I don't know you.
I don't either, but
Are you Red Baron?
He says, are they bringing back more Electrical Parade AP buckets? What are the renovations they did in Pirates of the Caribbean? All right, so to address your first question, no.
And we don't know.
Yes. So no more AP buckets or the Electrical Parade, considering Sunday's the last day they're selling any AP buckets.
Wow.
The 19th is the last day that they're selling the AP buckets.
Now, is that just the Electrical Parade AP bucket, or is that also the DCA AP bucket?
Also the DCA. The last day is the 19th to buy your buckets if you're an annual pass holder. And, of course, what was it?
April 16th, I believe.
Yeah, April 16th is the last day to get the refills.
That's crazy.
So, no, I highly doubt they'll have any more Electrical Parade buckets. I already knew by the time they sold out, they're not going to have any more. There's no reason to try to get another shipment when you have tons of the California Adventure ones.
Yeah, so if you want a refill and you want to be able to get your refills for the next month, well, you better go get that California Adventure AP bucket. You said what's the last day? This weekend?
Yeah, Sunday.
So you better get out there this weekend and get your California Adventure bucket. Otherwise, that's all you got.
eBay.
Yeah. As far as Pirates of the Caribbean, they always do their regular refurbishment. You know, I don't think it really mattered that the 50th was coming up. You know, they were still going to do the refurbishment anyway.
Which is needed.
I know there was some fantastic stuff going on that they needed Pirates to be closed so they can do some stuff. They were building some stuff up there.
Which makes sense. Maybe just projectors or stuff that they want to add.
And so, like I said, if they did anything to the ride itself, like added new things, we don't know.
Maintenance.
We won't know till Thursday. So
they added about 6 more Johnnies.
Probably in a couple more redheads.
Oh, yeah. I just hope they just lighten the fog, because I've been choking recently getting that fog.
That's your own
you
fog.
You don't choke when you go to the patio.
That's how I do it.
So, yeah. All right. Thank you for your question, Aaron. Appreciate that. All right. So now what do we have over here from Michael?
I guess I got some questions, you know what I mean, since we had a new emailer. But you know what? Here we go. Now with all the new movies, you know, that are pretty good right now, Moana, you know, Zootopia, what are your favorite Disney and Pixar movie as of right now of 2017?
Just in general, all of them?
Yeah, because, you know what I mean, there's some good ones. Who knows, get a ticket.
All right, so you want to know my favorite Disney movie in
And
general?
Pixar.
Yeah, well,
but newest, right?
You want newest?
Doesn't matter.
Or-
I mean, because, you know what I mean, one of these might have taken over or not.
I liked Inside Out. Well, that's Pixar, right? Was that Pixar?
Yeah, I believe it's Pixar.
Was that Pixar or
Which
Disney?
one?
Inside Out.
That was Pixar.
Okay. So I'm talking about Disney movies. Moana was good.
We're talking about this year?
In general.
Just tell you in general, because I mean, I don't think mine's changed. Mine favors Lion King. I don't think like Moana changed that.
Zootopia.
I don't think Zootopia changed that for me. It was a good movie. I loved it. For the newest, ones.
Not a game changers.
No, Lion King was awesome. And Pixar, that's so hard to... I have to go with the first one. I have to go with Toy Story. Still the best for me. I don't care what other people say.
Nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. Right, man?
I really liked Zootopia. It's up there, right there with Lion King, I think, in the modern age. I think if I wanted to word to like... Now, if I had to separate, because I used to say Robin Hood is my favorite classic Disney movie. Lion King was my favorite of the modern age. But now if you were to go like a more modern age, I would say Zootopia is probably my favorite of the modern age, just because I think it was great. It had Fox in it. It had, it had things with real life. It had messages, which is what all good things should do. But yeah, I really liked Zootopia. Obviously, I haven't seen Moana yet. I see that the girl from Lava is at the end there. If I had known that Lava was in Moana, I probably would have seen it. Made sure I seen it. Because, we know how much we love Lava.
He has no Pixar, though, because he doesn't watch them.
Yeah, I know. We still need to set that up.
Mine hasn't changed. Aladdin's my favorite. For a classic, since he mentioned a classic one, my classic favorite is The Rescuers.
Nice.
And
that's probably the first one we ever seen in a movie theater.
Yeah.
I think that's the first one I ever saw in the theater, too, in the drive-in.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, for a classic one, like I said, I could say Snow White, blah, blah, blah. I seen them all, but I don't know. Rescuers was a really fun movie.
That's a good one. I like it.
And like I said, Aladdin. And I have to agree with Anthony. Zootopia and for modern and, and then for me, besides modern, he just mentioned it, and my brother, Inside Out. I thought that was great. I love the character and just the way they interpret your brain. And every time I see that movie or if I get angry or sad, I think about those little guys. So like if I'm mad at eating, that other little guy's all worried about it. Stop eating. I know you're mad, but don't eat all this stuff. You're diabetes. But yeah, so for like modern, like I said, Moana's good too. All these new ones that are coming out, I'm trying to think of, and of course, I think most of the Pixars that I do like, of course, is all the Toy Story ones, and then second are the Cars. I like the Cars.
All right, that's pretty good. Good choices. What meal or food would you like to try that you still haven't to this day bought?
Well,
I know there's things in the park you guys have not tried.
I don't know, but I already tried mine, and that was the Dole Whip. I already tried that, and I haven't tried that in so many years since it's been there. So yeah, I finally tried that. I like it. Everything else there, no, I don't have a gravitation to it.
All right.
I would say the pommes frites, but I think that's the same thing that we had in Club 33.
You already had those.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Club 33. So I wouldn't mind.
The ones in Club 33 are actually a little bit better.
Okay, so I wouldn't mind having that again. I've never had the mint julep, but we know they changed that.
Yeah,
so I don't know
about it now.
I don't know about
I did
all
the
that.
mint julep. It was pretty good, the old one.
Yeah, the old one was pretty good, but I've heard so many negative things about the new one that I'm just like, what the heck's wrong with you guys? You guys don't mess with it. Don't mess with a good thing.
Exactly.
No kidding.
I got one more. The steak at Blue Bayou.
That's true.
I like that.
Actually, I got an even better one. The steak at Steakhouse 55.
Well, yeah, I wanted to
Because I heard the steak over there is even better than at Blue Bayou.
Really?
Saying.
It's supposed to be, the steak over there is supposed to be better than anywhere it's supposed to be the best steak in the whole entire, even supposed to be better than Club 33, right?
Yes.
That pretty little thing.
Well, that's a filet.
You're a filet.
Thank you.
I'm on board with that one. 55 it is.
If you got the money for it.
Credit card.
Brokeness. And my final one, and I'm pretty sure I already got the answer, but, I'm just going to throw it out there. Can you see all of MousePIRE experiencing the canoes when they're back?
What? No. You want us to go on the canoe?
Can you all of us get on the... Well, 'cause I heard that you guys haven't got on the canoes, right?
No.
I have never gone on the canoes.
I've been on them.
I never have. That maybe when I was younger, but I do not remember.
I think the last time I was on it was 1999.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When they open up, we need to go on the canoe.
Oh my God!
You've been on it that soon again?
Don't mean you. Like I said, I've seen where not everybody's supposed to paddle. Don't get me wrong. I know how half of you ain't. So I'll do some work, but I'm just saying. We gotta experience the canoe.
Who knows? We'll probably do it once, and we better get a good picture because
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not doing it again.
Hey, bring your girlfriend. Have her record, dude. That shit's gonna be hilarious.
Oh my God. All right, so I'm going to say this to our audience out there. There may or may not be a time we go on the canoes when they come back. So keep an eye out for that. We'll probably be posting those pictures. If we go on there, I don't know.
If you want us to go, you know what to do. Tell them, Anthony.
MousePIRE@gmail.com. Subject line, one at a time.
Oh my gosh.
Dirty.
Now, Michael the Mail Guy's tip of the week.
All right, are we guys ready for our tip of the week? And of course, this one is pretty sure people, want to figure it out. And this is my Michael the Mail Guy's quiet or places to rest in either Disneyland, DCA, or around the hotels. Now, for Disneyland, these are some of the spots. Obviously, there's no such thing as a quiet spot unless you get a private bathroom on the island, but that one's closed right now. So, for Disneyland,
you want to know a quiet spot? Your car.
Well, of course, as long as they don't have the parking on both sides, they fill up on both sides where you don't have them coming up and then all of a sudden crying and everybody's like, "Well, I'm going to Disneyland." Nah, I don't need that. But of course, Jolly Holiday, any type of seating, that's always a good place to relax. It can get busy, but it's just a good spot to people watch and just relax. The tiki room, waiting room, the area, you don't have to go inside the tiki room and watch it. You can just sit and just enjoy the little pre-show over and over and over again. Or you could, and I'm pretty sure none of you really watched the whole video that they show about the Dole Whips and Hawaii and all that. That's something to good check out, and actually it's free. So check that out with the Dole Whip. New Orleans train station, as of for right now, that's a good quiet place if you want to just chill, talk to the conductors like Diggs and them said. That's a good spot. I would say across from the Harbor Gallery seating, the little corner where you can see after the splashdown, the Splash Mountain, that's always a hidden private spot that it can be quiet.
It is.
It's a good place to check out. So go ahead and do that if you guys can remember. The Hungry Bear seating. Sometimes, we get to a spot where it's pretty quiet out there, or if the bottom's really busy, or, top vice versa, you could always find a spot to be chill and just keep a little private to yourself, a little downtime. The exit to Big Bend Thunder Mountain, that area, while they're working on Star Wars Land at this time, it's a good quiet area. Not ready to sit, but you can sit your butt on the floor. Just watch out because the temperatures are going up. Another spot, a good one, is the entrance to Frontierland. As soon as you go in, right by the fort, you can go to the left or the right, and there's some benches, a good quiet spot for that one. The old motor dock boats right across from Matterhorn, that's always a classic spot. And every so often that people don't understand and don't know that the Hatter and Alice sometimes just goes and sits there and talk to and interact with anybody in the motor dock, boat dock. So right across from, of course, the Matterhorn. Check that out. The Plaza Inn seating area, if it's not really packed, it's a good place to go. It's not a place where you have to pay and that's the only way you can get in. You can walk through there, but find a good spot. But make sure to stay away from the corn dog area because that's going to make you want to spend $8-9 for a corn dog. Going to DCA, just check DCA, of course, by the restrooms across by the Ward Wieners. It's a little quiet spot right there. You can watch people going by, the trolley, and it's a good, nice little spot. Of course, Monsters, Inc. ride. It's always a quiet area. Now there's really nothing to do right there. If not, just get a taco the LA style and enjoy it, you know what I mean? Or some beer and wine to see how you fancy that. Of course, let me see. I would say a good spot is the last, right next to AKA Guardians of the Galaxy new ride. Right as the trolley ends right there, there's a long little bench that you could actually sit there. Right now that it's closed, it's very quiet. Another good spot in DCA you can check out, of course, Flo's Cafe. But remember, if you want to get a good quiet seat, but sometimes you might face the heat, check out on the side of facing racers. That's always a quiet spot. Sometimes the trees will block it right there. If you go in that far corner, it's very quiet. Not really everybody wants to go back there, but if you get a good time away from the heat, maybe sunset, that's a great spot to chill at. And, of course, if you're in the, I believe it's called the Boardwalk where the pasta and all that is?
Yes.
The beer gardens is?
Yeah.
A lot of times, well, maybe right now it might be busy with all the drinkers, but, of course, when that is over, Goofy Sky School and all that seating is a great place to chill. MousePIRE has been there. We've chilled a lot, especially, when they do have the music in the fiestas. That was a great place.
Yes.
Even though it was loud, it was a good seating. We had a bunch of people come by, you know what I mean? There was always somewhere to sit. So that's a good spot. And, of course, outside of Smoke Jumpers and, of course, right in between the Soaring, that's a nice little patio that, you can rest and relax. They had smoking back there, but obviously it's gone.
We were just relaxing over there the other day.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good spot. Check it out. And, of course, this was two more quick ones. The Grand California Hotel. Anywhere you want to go, there's always seats. Not just in the hallways, they have nice little comfy seats. Of course, the best is the lobby. They have a piano person coming out. You got a fire pit. And, of course, the MousePIRE location, which is the seating's okay outside as long as it's not hot. Whitewater snacks. That is a very good, quiet spot. Nachos to die for. You must check that out. And, of course, I would say Disneyland Hotel, same thing. Go to different hotels. You can sit down in the lobbies, check it out. And I haven't been to the Paradise Pier Hotel, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm pretty sure they have a spot or two for you to sit. But beyond that, that's myself with the tips. Myself, Michael the Mail Guy, saying bye.
One more tip. There's a nice seating area next to the Mark Twain, right in front of Big Thunder. You go up that little ramp.
Oh, the little
when there's not a wall there.
Yeah. Right?
No, that's a good spot, and especially when the Mark Twain started going by a lot, and if you can get that VIP with
nice
all your
pictures
friends.
too.
Yes, indeed, especially right now.
All right, so thank you for your tip of the week and your questions, Michael. Thanks to Aaron for your question, and everyone else. You guys need to send your questions. If you have any comments, tips, anything going on in the park you guys want to know, or anything going on with Disney in general.
Or you want to ask about Diggs?
Yes.
Shadow? Anthony, myself, you got a question about us?
What about me?
Yes.
Well, who knows? They might want to ask anything. Maybe they see a picture and want to ask you a question. Who knows? I have no idea.
All you have to do is email
I don't
us.
know you.
All you have to do is email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com. Subject line, I don't know you.
Yeah, we like to wish a happy birthday to our listener, Nancy. It's Nancy's birthday today. Happy birthday, Nancy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, yeah, happy birthday to Nancy. She's out there celebrating, doing I don't know what, but I know she's celebrating her birthday.
And also happy birthday to Sarah, whose birthday was this last Friday.
Everybody in Mark.
Yeah, everybody whose birthday is the last couple of weeks that we don't know about. Happy birthday to you, too.
Yeah. All right, so last thing is Michael's events this weekend.
You know what? I totally forgot about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, I've been pretty busy, behind the scenes. If you guys didn't know, my wife was pregnant, and she did give birth to a girl.
Yay.
29 weeks and 1 day early, which was a little scary. There's things that we've had complications. But she's here. Baby Ariel is here, and it's been keeping me locked up at the parks and everything in life because you know what? I got to take care of baby Ariel. So I'm at the hospital 2 times a day. I took a break to do the podcast, and the wifey's holding down the fort with the parents. But this weekend, Sunday, back-to-back events during the day and events during the night. Of course, during the day, you do have Disney versus Pixar, bound to be a character all about Disney bounding or representing either Team Disney or Team Pixar. You don't have to be a bounder to dress up. You really don't. You can go supporting with your Zoom Zooms, your pins, whatever the case you may be, anything you bought in the park in the past or present that you represents your character, either Disney or Pixar. Represent your character and show up. It's going to be a great fun. And, of course, nighttime, we might just skip the day, but I'm not really sure. Light versus Dark, A New Hope in 2017 is back. I'm still working on the times and locations and all that, but definitely figured that, of course, now with the daylight savings change, we will do our first lightsaber parade for 2017 for the electrical parade. So let's see how that works, you know what I mean? I mean, to be honest, I'm going to be straight out because that's how I am with anybody in my events. Because of, my wife and the pregnancy and all that, I didn't push as much as I could, to get so many Disney annual pass holders and the Disney community. So if you guys can just go ahead and go to Disneyland, It's a Big Family Entertainment on the Facebook searches. And please share the event. Share it as much as you can. Disney Facebook groups, Disney like pages to your Disney friends, families, parents. It is all ages. I hope for you guys show up. Like I said, it's been a crazy time. Diggs, Anthony, Shadow will be doing their part to help me out. Some of them will be in the house showing some love. And like I said, we do have events during the day and the night. So hopefully you guys show up. I appreciate all the love. Like I said, any comments, questions, go ahead on the Facebooks. Disneyland Is a Big Family Entertainment. Join me this Sunday. And, of course, you can meet some of the MousePIRE crew will be in the house. That's right. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys always backing me up, always supporting me. Ratman, I know you can't come. But, of course, we'll meet you at the loading dock. For, of course, we were going to order a pizza. So hook that up, you know what I mean? Maybe if you can pick it up from the pizza press and then just bring it on over right there across, and we could just save on the tip and everything, just real quick.
You could have a slice.
There you go. That's your tip, homie. But thank you so much for you guys. Like I said, I hope to see you this Sunday, and that's when I'll be back in the parks. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Yeah.
Whoa. Wow, extravagant.
I was trying to get low.
Too low. Well, that was a long podcast.
Yeah, I am tired.
Too long. You better cut some of that.
Don't forget to go check out the Food and Wine Festival. Hashtag your pictures with Spring Forward to Fatness. Yeah, let's go take those pictures of the awesome food they have there. Post them. Put that hashtag, and we will feature them on our social medias. And make all of our followers hungry because they're looking at the pictures.
That's how it does it.
And definitely try that cherry lemonade with the cherry.
Yes.
Pearls.
Stab those pearls.
Yes, I can't wait to get to the parks again.
You're going to get that again, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm going to get two. I'm going to be double fisting that.
Make sure, I would suggest, man, bring some money.
Yes, make sure you
bring some money. I mean,
get the pass.
The pass, but you know what I mean?
That doesn't help you with the drinks.
No.
Or the desserts.
But it does help you with the entrees.
That's why I said bring money.
All right, you guys, we've been posting the link for our Patreon. Don't forget to go over there, and you can donate like $1 a month or something, $5 a month. I want to give a shout out to Fernando Xavier Hubbard, who has pledged like $15. So we really appreciate that. I want to say thank you to Fernando.
I think we need to, when somebody does a pledge, we need a noise for them.
Oh, a noise for them?
Yeah, we need something, Anthony.
Oh, then we need a big old noise for the next one.
Yes, because, I mean, we got to show love to the people, you know what I mean? Because they're supporting our podcast. They're supporting the system, you know what I mean? Our updates, chords.
All right, so yeah, let's get to our next one because we got a full donation. She didn't want to do the monthly thing, whatever, because she said she might forget. I don't know, but she said, here's some money. So she sent me some money, and that is from Nancy.
Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Wait a minute, she's sending us money on her birthday?
No, it was before her birthday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so shout out to Nancy for that, for helping us out, and that actually covers our hosting for a month. So appreciate that, Nancy.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Good old Hooper there. You can go over to Twitter's and over to our Facebook page. I have a link there for our Patreon. Basically, it's just patreon.com/MousePIRE. Like I said, go over to our Facebook page. The link is there, or you can search it on the Twitters. I will be posting more often, like I should be. So yeah, go check that out. Give us some help. You know, it does cost money to host this and to put all this stuff together. And anything you can give, like I said, $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever, we would really appreciate it, and it will go a long ways.
Money goes a long way in this podcast. It builds up.
Yeah.
Anything you provide will help us in the production value.
Exactly.
There you go. Thank you.
And don't forget to go over to the All Aboard podcast. Check that out.
Woo-woo.
With special guest Michael the Mail Guy.
That's right. Expensive Land. Check it out.
And don't forget to check out the Disney Universe podcast too. Just search them, and I'm sure they'll come up.
Yes, they're definitely on iTunes. You can go ahead and check them out. They have a couple of episodes going on, both of them. It's a great podcast, Disney, of course. So show some love and tell them Michael the Mail Guy, and of course, the MousePIRE crew sent you.
Yes.
Don't forget, as usual, check us out on the social media so you can see what we're doing. As we pointed out, Diggs will most likely be at the park all weekend.
I bet he will. I honestly will. You better get some rest.
I'm trying.
I don't be like, yeah, I'm going to promise you, and the next thing, I'm home.
So once you're done listening to this podcast, head over to the park and look for Diggs. to say, hey, where are you? We're here. Don't give us none of that. Oh, we're just now leaving when you're getting there.
Exactly.
What are you doing there so early, and what are you doing leaving so soon?
Yes.
Dirty.
Because we get so much of that, and I don't understand why people are leaving at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's crowded.
Well, it was crowded in the morning, too. I can almost guarantee it was more crowded when you got there. You know, if you guys get in there and, you know what, if we say, hey, who's here? We don't want to know who's not.
Exactly.
And we don't want to know who left already. We want to know who's there.
Or who's going to be there next week.
There you
go. If we want to know who's going to be there next week, we'll ask, hey, who's going to be there next week?
Yes.
So who's going to be there next week? Well, I don't know when we'll be there, but we'll definitely be there next week to get next week's Food and Wine button. If it doesn't come out this Friday, if it comes out on Monday, then we'll definitely have to get over there next week to get the new button. Otherwise, there's not really much going on next week, but definitely this weekend is the big hullabaloos with the Pirates stuff going on for the 50th anniversary. And then Michael the Mail Guy's double shindigs on Sunday, which at least he didn't have coming on at the same exact time.
Nope.
He at least staggered them throughout the day.
Actually, yes.
But, of course, if you guys want to know when we're going to be at the parks, make sure you all look on the social media. We are MousePIRE on Facebook. We are at MousePIRE on Instagram and the Twitters. Of course, as always, I am at Empire for Life on Twitter. That is Empire_for_life.
Yes, it's myself, Michael the Mail Guy. You can follow me, of course, on Instagram because of these knuckleheads. Follow me, Michael Disney, DIZZNEY. Or if not, you can follow me if you have Facebook, Disneyland. It's a big family entertainment.
And you can also find me somewhere on Disneyland too. But on the Instagram, it's shadow_vamp to look at my pictures and what I'm doing.
Creepy.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Baloo1313. I still need to post some more pictures up there.
Lagging it.
I am lagging it.
I actually post more than you.
You do. And don't forget to follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. Also, you can see when your button orders are going out.
A lot of buttons.
Yeah, a lot of buttons.
Yeah, buttons, not pins. So until next time, remember, you can have Boba without the Fett, but you can't have Beauty without the Beast. So for LeFou, Gaston, and crazy old Maurice, I'm Anthony.
I'm Michael the Mail Guy.
I'm Shadow.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
Get to the chopper now.
Throw watermelon on my thing. I'll eat it, but dirty.
Anyways, it has what... Dude.
Dirty.